It's Friday, April 17th.
You know, we're trying to develop a culture that people feel safe in, that people feel respected. All team is important, that we're all kind of in lockstep, and you know, hopefully that is a message that the players receive, and it's just
the Saskatchewan Roughriders have released Canadian receiver Ajou Ajou after a CFL investigation.
The security of our electrical grid is absolutely essential.
Premier Scott Moe confident in Saskatchewan's prospects moving forward, and mining is at the center of the province's changing economy.
I'm just going to do it for myself, and I'll just make my way to daycare.
Regina dog getting a lot of attention online after making quite the journey. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kaylee, and happy Friday. We made it.
We made it, and you're going to have some trouble making it to some of your destinations today. We'll pull up the highway hotline and show you some of the roads this morning. Blue, of course, is travel not recommended. That's the side next to the Alberta border right around Kindersley. There's also some sketchy-ish roads on the other side of the province as well. As we switch graphics to the second board, there it is. All that is snow-covered, the pink in and around Yorkton and north.
Yeah, and Environment and Climate Change Canada has released some of those snow totals from yesterday. Of course, social media reports are coming in with the numbers a little bit higher, but we're going to give you the official reports in our weather forecast.
Yeah, and first-hand accounts, because you were out on those roads yesterday.
Yeah.
6:01. Let's get to news. We begin with this. The Saskatchewan Roughriders have released Canadian receiver Ajou Ajou after a CFL investigation determined he violated the gender-based violence and harassment policy. The league began an investigation after allegations were made into the Riders in late January. The investigation determined on November 18th, the day of the Grey Cup Championship parade, Ajou made aggressive and unwelcome physical contact with a number of women at a Regina restaurant. The CFL has suspended Ajou for the preseason and at least 6 additional games. He must complete at least 15 counseling sessions with a gender-based violence expert, psychiatric assessment, and a meeting with the commissioner before he would be reinstated to play, although the VP of football operations for the Riders says it will not be in Saskatchewan.
develop a culture that people feel safe in, that people feel respected, you know, a family atmosphere. This clearly is not, you know, what we're trying to accomplish. So I think that the support that we have from, you know, the top down of how we're gonna run this football team is important, that we're all kind of in lockstep, and you know, hopefully that is a message that the players receive, and it's just disappointing.
With the Joe's release, O'Day says it's likely Del Duncan Busby will start training camp as the third Canadian receiver behind Sam Emelis and Kian Schaefer-Baker. Premier Scott Moe is confident in Saskatchewan's prospects moving forward, and mining is at the center of the province's ever-changing economy. Moe spoke to hundreds of attendees at the Saskatchewan Mining Supply Chain Forum on Thursday. He says investments in Saskatchewan are helping it become a reliable place to do business in the world, surrounded by global uncertainty. And the province needs every megawatt of power it can get to remain attractive. That's why Moe feels modernizing the grid will be crucial for the province's economy over the next 2 decades.
This is not an either-or discussion. This is an all-of-the-above discussion. The security of our electrical grid is absolutely essential, not only from an industrial perspective, but it's essential for us.
We need that consistency, and we're pretty much at capacity in Saskatchewan in terms of our current power generating ability.
Earlier this year, Sask Power announced a series of significant upgrades that will see the northern and southern power grids connect for the very first time to provide reliable power to the province's northern mining projects. And speaking of power, Sask Power has signed an agreement with an Ontario-based power company on large reactor nuclear technology. Bruce Power is Canada's only private sector nuclear power operator, which produces 30% of Ontario's power every year. Sask Power said the deal will allow them to explore large reactor technology with an experienced partner alongside small modular reactor development. The deal will also allow Sask Power to see the approval and development process play out for the Bruce C project, a proposed expansion of the company's existing reactor site in Ontario. A decision on that project is expected by the end of the year.
Having this partner, very long-standing Canadian nuclear operator here, is going to be really very helpful for SaskPower in that technical evaluation component, having been in that space for literally decades and having been a nuclear operator for decades.
The deal will also allow SaskPower to see the approval and development process play out for that mine. Rural residents could soon have access to real-time information about emergency room closures. Last year, the Saskatchewan NDP presented legislation to make that possible. And yesterday, the government voiced tentative support for that proposal. Wayne Mantika reports.
Those in favor of the motion, please stand.
It's not often that government and opposition members stand together in support of an NDP proposal.
We saw my bill, Bill 606, pass second reading today, passed a major hurdle in terms of getting this into law. There's a couple more votes that need to happen, but really pleased to see government stand and vote in favor of this bill.
A website proposed by the NDP would provide up-to-the-minute information about rural emergency room closures. It would work a little like the highway hotline.
In an emergency, minutes matter, and someone's life could be on the line, whether they go to the wrong hospital. If it's closed, they're going to have to turn around and head somewhere else.
Currently, emergency room closure information is updated once daily. The government believes real-time data is a good idea.
When the NDP's bill came forward, we looked at it and said, you know, we're already doing much of this work and moving in that direction. And so, you know, again, an opportunity to take a bit of the politics out of healthcare and maybe work together.
The legislation will now go before a committee of all MLAs for clause-by-clause study. There could be amendments along the way, but there appears to be a desire from both sides of the House for timely emergency room information. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Regina.
Thank you, Wayne. In other news, it should have been a routine flight from Cancun to Toronto, but thick fog in the GTA had other plans for passengers on a WestJet flight.
Airport, very foggy, and all of a sudden we're doing left and right turns and going around the airport. Then, like, literally the pilot just says, "I'm really sorry to have to do this. We can't really comment why, but we're going to have to take a detour and land in Kitchener."
Trevor Lester was one of those passengers. He says their plane landed just after 11 a.m. and after spending several hours on board, they were then told to get off, go through customs, and eventually reboard. The delay was because of staffing at the region of Waterloo Airport. The customs offices were not staffed overnight. This delay was about 8.5 hours. Travelers say they were not provided food during the wait, but were eventually given water. The Artemis II astronauts had a chance to share what it was like to fly around the moon and back.
The sense I had was this sense of fragility and feeling small, infinitesimally small, but yet this very powerful feeling as a human being, like as a group.
As Jeremy Hansen and his fellow crew members spoke about the awe of being in space and the bond they built during their 10-day mission. Splashdown was a week ago today, and the crew said they're still readjusting to being back on Earth. And their work is not done yet as NASA pores over the data they brought back home. The Artemis II mission took the crew further from Earth than any human has ever been before. Turns out there's a lot less conversation in the world. According to new research, we are speaking less. Scientists at the universities of Missouri, Kansas City, and Arizona found that between 2005 and 2019, there was a 28% decline in spoken words. That works out to an average of 338 fewer words being spoken each day. The study couldn't pinpoint the reasons why, but noted that between 2005 and 2019, there was a rise in texting and the use of social media. Surprise, surprise. We're texting, we're not talking.
Not a problem in our office. We're always talking.
Talking and texting.
Yeah.
We got a lot of snow out there.
Yeah, a lot of snow out there. This is a file photo behind me, but we are going to be talking about some official snowfall totals that were issued from Environment and Climate Change Canada. Now, Environment Canada has also recognized that on social media, there have been some accounts of these totals being higher, but at the official stations, these are the numbers that came in yesterday for April 16th. Regina, 9 centimeters, Saskatoon, 6 centimeters, and Kindersley, 15 centimeters. Of course, again, your personal count could be higher, and you can send that in to us at yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca because we'd love to share it, even some photos as well. The radar and satellites showing how that system came in. A very large portion of the system throughout late yesterday and into the overnight hours right around Saskatoon. This was following what happened earlier on in the day when we were seeing it mainly concentrating down south. So again, the roads are messy this morning. Give yourself a lot of extra time. Plows are doing their best, but they haven't been able to hit every single road yet. Currently out there right now, we're still seeing some of that snow in areas right around Saskatoon, areas around Swift Current. Into the afternoon today, we are going to be seeing it tracking eastward. It's going to be right around the Parkland region, Yorkton there. Regina's still going to be seeing a few more of those flakes throughout the afternoon today as well. And then overnight, we do see it mainly trying to push off into Manitoba. Now, let's look forward to Saturday. The morning isn't looking too bad. You see a few spots there. More precipitation moving in for the afternoon, though. We do see a chance of Saskatoon and Prince Albert seeing some of those flurries. This is at about 12:15 p.m. tomorrow afternoon. Later on into the afternoon, about 3:30 p.m., we see more of the green popping up on the screen as the temperatures warm up and we see that snow turning to rain. Right now, Environment Canada is saying about a 30% chance of Regina and Saskatoon seeing some of that precipitation, but our radar is registering a higher chance. So just be prepared for that precipitation either way. Today's forecast with the temperatures looking well below that seasonal average. -2 for Saskatoon, -5 for Regina, -3 for Moose Jaw, -3 for Swift Current. Down in the southeast corner, we want to warn you about some very strong wind gusts this afternoon. -4 with that temperature in Weyburn and -3 in Estevan. Again, just be prepared for those strong winds. We do see things looking up, though, by mid-next week. Tuesday, mix of sun and cloud with 21 degrees. So the brighter days are on the way. The warmer temperatures are on the way. We just have to get through a cooler weekend.
Saskatchewan had the highest hospitalization rates among the province for vaccine-preventable illness in 2024. That's according to a new data from the Canadian Institute of Health Information that shows Saskatchewan had 199 hospitalizations per 100,000 people, compared to the national average of 142. Only the Yukon and Northwest Territories had higher rates. The report said delayed diagnosis and less access to preventable care methods in rural and remote areas can often be factors. Vaccine-preventable respiratory illnesses surveyed in the report include COVID-19 influenza, pneumonia, and several other diseases. It's the one-year anniversary of the Regina Breast Health Centre located at the Regina Crossing. This last year, the center received 1,780 referrals in need for advanced diagnostics and treatment services.
Not being a medical professional, the hospital is a scary place. Like, it can be overwhelming going to the hospital for treatment, and I know sometimes we have to go to the hospital, but being able to come to a place that is has more of a sense of community and connection is really something that's important, and I think it plays a role in our recovery.
The government of Saskatchewan invested $8.5 million to open the Breast Health Centre, with $6.5 million in renovations and $2 million in operational costs.
Health Report, brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
Students in Drake, Saskatchewan got some hands-on career experience Thursday for When I Grow Up Day.
So we're having different careers come through the school, showcasing what possible opportunities students would have in the future.
Presentations included representatives from the RCMP, Nutrien, Connexus Credit Union, a hip-hop teacher, and more. Also included was a visit from CTV Your Morning Saskatchewan, when kids got their chance to read some of Thursday's news and weather headlines, and they nailed it. Take a look.
Heavy snow will continue to develop over portions of southern Saskatchewan Thursday.
10 to 15 centimeters of snow is expected, with pockets up to 25 centimeters heavier bands of snow. Visibility will be reduced in heavy snow combination with moderate northwest winds. Travel may be challenging, particularly along the Trans-Canada Highway from the Alberta border to Regina and along Highway 11 from Regina to Saskatoon.
The City of Regina is launching its 2026 Gopher Control Program. The city says it's an effort to reduce damage caused by gopher holes in outdoor spaces across the city.
The city says it's in an effort to reduce damage caused by gopher holes in outdoor spaces across the city.
Tristan Lair, CTV News, Drake.
Great job! Wasn't that amazing?
Younger
That was
and
awesome.
cuter, we've been replaced.
Yeah. So I had the best day ever. First of all, thank you to Drake School for inviting me, and the kids were so good.
The last time I spoke at a school, somebody said, "Are you Daryl from the news?" And I said, "Yeah." And they said, "My dad thinks you suck," and turned on a dime and walked out of the building.
You know what?
It was the greatest thing I've ever seen.
One of my favorite parts from yesterday was that I had a picture to start the presentation, and it was you and me and Jeremy on the photo, and a girl raised her hand and said, "I feel bad you have to work with all boys." And then I had to say, "No, I work with girls too."
Fair statements all around.
Yeah.
So question of the day, we were asking you at home, what did you want to be when you grew up? Kayleen, you actually did a program like this.
I did do this, and that's why this was so near and dear to my heart. I did do a CTV News Star type program when I was 9. So this was my dream job. I am living my dream. What was your dream, Janelle?
Okay, this is a great
rocket scientist
question. Yeah, could you imagine? No, I can confirm that's not quite it.
Okay.
Although it was marine biologist for a while, funny enough.
Okay.
Okay, George Costanza.
Let's get a wetsuit on.
All right.
Yeah, let's dive in.
Just dive straight in.
What was yours?
I want to be a hockey player like every other kid in Canada.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
okay.
tell us what you want it to be. All you got to do is text the number that's coming up on your screen. It's 10400, or scan the QR code on your screen. We are back on the other side of this short time out. We're live on location with Mike Siona. Let's take a look at the city of Regina. We're back in a minute.
Hi, everyone. Mark Rowe inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday. Before we head to the Motor City with the Tigers taking on the Royals. Bottom 7, Dylan Dingler hits one deep to right center. And check out Kyle Isbell from the Royals getting on his horse and making a great sliding catch just before the wall. Also nearly taken out by his teammate. A great catch by Isbell to take away extra bases. That web jam is your must-see moment from Thursday. And Friday on TSN, we've got NBA play-in action as the Warriors battle the Suns for the 8th seed in the West. Coverage begins at 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 Pacific. That's all from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
Now let's check in with Mike Siona to see what he's up to this morning. And Mike, I see you're inside, which is great news on a morning like this.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. There's enough snow outside, so we've come inside to the Saskatchewan Agricultural Hall of Fame. I'm joined by Blair Cummins this morning and Adele Bettner as we highlight and prepare for tomorrow's induction ceremony. But before we get to that, we want to talk about the past, because on the website it says to know who we truly are, we have to know from where we came. And agriculturally, all of these inductees here are from where we've come.
They're all agricultural related, of course, just by the name of the hall. You know, it's all about ag, and it's not just farm people, it's researchers, volunteers, business people, just about anything you can think of, innovators, and like I said, researchers. It's we've got a cross section of the whole province, and from all fields, both farming and ranching. You know, there's a lot of cattle guy in here, innovators and people that started business and even invented breeds of cows. Like,
no doubt about it. Yeah, it's great. And one that is here right there is Adele yourself. And how fortuitous that we happen to find your bust here in this particular Hall of Fame. Tell us your story, because it's the volunteer side of things that got you inducted.
That's right. I was inducted in 2020, and I was inducted by a number of colleagues and volunteers that submitted my application, which was a wonderful surprise when I got the phone call. And although my business is in agriculture, I was inducted based on my volunteer efforts. So I've sat on a number of committees and boards and think tanks in Saskatchewan and actually across the country with efforts to help move the needle in agriculture.
And when you walk in here, you see, your face next to the Honourable Jerry Ritz, for instance. What does it feel like to be recognized in this capacity?
Oh, it was just such an honor. I must say it was a highlight of my career, and I was inducted the same year that Honourable Ritz was inducted. And just to be among those that have made such a difference in agriculture.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Now, why is it so important, besides the obvious, to pay homage to those agrarian roots that we have here?
That's a good question. I'm not sure how to answer it, but it's just the respect that we have for the past in ag. Like, it's our fathers and grandfathers and great-grandfathers that, pioneered this country and opened up agriculture, and it would be very remiss of our generations after them not to take note of the sacrifices and the contributions they made.
No doubt about it. Yeah, 1972, by the way, was the first induction, and tomorrow happens to be the next one. We'll have more details as the morning continues.
Thanks, Mike. We look forward to learning about this year's inductees later on this morning.
Time now for a look at your school day forecast, brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zone safe. If you're heading out to catch the bus in Regina, we're at -11. There's been a few flakes outside still this morning, -9 in Saskatoon. By lunchtime in Regina, -8, warming up to that expected daytime high of -5 by final bell. Winds will be increasing, though, up to about 55 kilometers per hour, so you'll be noticing those. Lunchtime in Saskatoon, -4 with a mix of sun and cloud. By final bell, -2. Mix of sun and cloud. Winds a little bit less strong through the central zone. Could be coming in up to about 35 kilometers per hour. As we go to break, here's a look at those gas prices in Regina. The common price today is $169.9. You might find it for as low as $154.9. In Saskatoon, the common price $171.9. You might find it for as low as $155.9. In the farm markets this morning, the street price of canola is $660.33 per ton. The futures price $710.40 per ton. Amber Durum wheat now at $278.59 per ton, and red spring wheat $284.43 per ton. And the Canadian dollar is up this morning. It's at 72.94 cents US. Coming up in 10 minutes, how ready is Saskatchewan for the upcoming wildfire season? We'll ask the SPSA.
6:32 on your morning. Here's the headlines. A fragile 10-day ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon is now in effect. Israel and Hezbollah traded strikes right up until the temporary truce started. But for now, it appears to be holding. Here are some of the terms. Israel is keeping its troops within a 10-kilometer security zone in southern Lebanon, and Lebanon must take steps to keep Hezbollah from launching attacks. The Pope has made some strong comments about war, blasting world leaders who spend money on fighting.
Turn a blind eye to the fact that billions of dollars are spent on killing, on devastation, yet the resources needed for healing, education, and restoration are nowhere to be found.
Speaking in Cameroon during a 10-day trip to Africa, Pope Leo went on to say that the world is being ravaged by a handful of tyrants. His comments come just days after a high-profile back and forth with the U.S. president, who posted a lengthy attack on the Pope. A former Saskatoon police officer has pleaded guilty to assaulting a junior colleague at an off-duty gathering and has now been sentenced. Former Constable Dylan Kemp was charged with assault following a backyard party at his home in September of 2024. The Serious Incident Response Team was called in to investigate and laid charges in October of 2025. The judge has accepted a joint submission from the Crown and Defense and has given a 12-month conditional discharge that would leave him without a criminal record if he completes probation.
I think generally the public would see this individual as someone who probably didn't get the support he needed, was probably back to work too quickly. He was subjected to a number of very traumatic events.
At the end of the hearing, Kemp said he wanted to apologize to the officer and said he will continue to advocate for mental health. A University of Regina professor says a national policy to ban social media for kids under 16 would have a positive effect on youth. At the Liberal Party convention on Wednesday, party members passed a non-binding resolution calling on the government to set 16 as a minimum age for access to social media accounts. It's already been done in Greece and Australia. The Premier says he plans to engage with Saskatchewan families on the issue soon.
Very similar to the ban on cell phones in schools. If, yes, an individual parent, you can sort of police it, but it's a lot easier when it becomes a rule and everyone has to put them away. The peer pressure and that sort of intervention just makes it easier collectively for us to deal with that.
More about it on our website. Canada Post is moving ahead with its work to eliminate all door-to-door mail delivery. The Crown Corporation said preliminary work is underway now. So what's the plan? Well, Canada Post says it will convert about 4 million addresses that still get door-to-door service to community mailboxes over the next 5 years. Canada Post announced the plan as it grapples with a financial crisis. 13 communities, including Ottawa, Etobicoke, and Winnipeg, have been chosen for the first round of this initiative. Different areas will be moved to community mailboxes each year. The rising cost of fuel is now impacting Amazon, but the company says it won't be something they're passing on to the consumer. Instead, Amazon says Canadian companies using Amazon to pick, pack, and ship goods will need to pay a fuel surcharge. It works out to about 3.5% and takes effect today. A spokesperson for the company says the surcharge was necessary to partially cover some of the elevated fuel and logistic costs it's been dealing with. A former Saskatchewan Lieutenant Governor will be laid to rest next week. Vaughn Solomon Schofield died just over a week ago after a short illness at the age of 82. She was Saskatchewan's 21st Lieutenant Governor. A public funeral scheduled for Saturday, April 25th at Living Hope Alliance Church in Regina. Those attending are asked to arrive early for the 10 a.m. start. Books of condolences remain available at the Legislative Building and Government House, and flags will remain at half-mast until sunset on the 25th, as is protocol. This next story is about a Regina dog owner that has quite the story to tell. She recently discovered her pet was missing, only to find out she'd gone the distance to get to her doggy daycare.
Missy is a 5-year-old husky who has been coming to Spot's place for nearly her entire life. On a day when she was scheduled to be elsewhere, Missy surprised everyone at the dog daycare by making her way over unsupervised.
I looked up on our security cameras that are in front of my desk, and I saw this dog running around in the parking lot. I'm like, oh my God, there's a dog out there. It's Missy. So we let Missy in. Yeah. Biggest smile on her face. She was so proud of herself, so happy to be here.
Monday to Friday, Missy and her owner make the 7-minute bike ride to Spot's place. According to the daycare, Missy was in her backyard when she made her way out through under the fence. Her daily routine of traveling there and back is likely what got her to the facility safely.
Rain or shine, like I'm not even kidding, it will be minus 30, they're biking.
It is snowing out and he is still biking with Missy here. So.
Yeah. So they take the same route, she's very familiar with it, so it's just like really second nature to her.
Missy's owner was shocked when she got the call, learning her furry friend had escaped, especially since Spot's place is located in a strip mall off a busy stretch of road on Victoria Avenue East.
It's just miraculous that, nothing happened and it wasn't, it was as positive of a situation as you could have it, right? I certainly don't condone dogs escaping yards and going out on, journey by themselves, but we're just thankful.
Spot's place is a daycare just for dogs. It's a place where they can be trained and groomed and is a home away from home. Depending on the day, they see upwards of 100 pets passing through with a never-ending stream of stories about dogs being dogs. But what Missy did is a first for them.
Dogs get out and sometimes they escape and sometimes they're running around, but I've never had one come back to like a specific place or like a certain place. So I believe she must feel quite safe here and likes being here, the fact that she came all this way.
Proving practice and following your nose can sometimes get you where you need to go. Mick Favel, CTV News, Regina.
At least you know that they like the daycare, right?
Yeah, they say there's no place like home, but in this case, there's home and then there's Spot's place.
And then there's Italy.
Yeah, and that might be even better. CTV Your Morning with CAA Travel and Colette Tours want to send you and a guest on a 12-day Italy's Treasures trip of a lifetime. Experience incredible history, culture, and cuisine across northern Italy, October 18th through 29th. Enter online now at ctvsaskatoon.ca or ctvregina.ca and include today's keyword countryside for your chance to win. Good luck. All right, Italy is probably looking a lot better than Saskatchewan this morning. The Queen City is looking foggy. We've been seeing some flakes so far this morning. Roads a little bit more complicated again, just like yesterday. If you can stay inside today, I would recommend it. It's also cold this morning. Minus 11 with that snow. Northwest winds coming in at 17 kilometers per hour. In Saskatoon, our camera is partially frozen over. That should tell you everything you need to know. Minus 9 with some more of those flakes in the area this morning. Winds coming in at 15 kilometers per hour. The winds are going to be increasing in some places this afternoon, mainly down through the southeast corner of the province, right around Estevan. We see them peaking right around 60 kilometers per hour. Regina could be seeing them up to about 55 kilometers per hour, and all those areas lighting up in yellow and green. It's right on the outskirts there with Saskatoon. So Saskatoon, the winds aren't going to be too bad today. Through North Battleford, Prince Albert, and Hudson Bay, things should be a little bit more calm. Let's turn our attention now to the current temperatures. Minus 16 up north in Stony Rapids, colder through South End, minus 22. Minus 14 in La Ronge, minus 8 in Prince Albert, minus 9 in Nipawin, and minus 10 to wake us up in Melfort and Hudson Bay. Down in the south, still again talking about it being quite chilly this morning. Minus 11 through East End, minus 11 through Swift Current. Assiniboia as well, as we talked about. Regina's at minus 11 in Wynyard as well. So really the story of the morning is bundle up like it's still winter. Your Futurecast starting by showing you what is current out there this morning. So again, still seeing some of those flakes around Saskatoon, Regina, areas north of Yorkton, and down through Swift Current as well. Into the afternoon, we do see it trying to push off into Manitoba, and it is moderately successful other than areas around that Parkland region. By the later parts of the afternoon, we do see it mainly off into Manitoba, but then we're also talking about some more precipitation moving in starting Saturday morning. By the afternoon hours, we'll be seeing some more flakes around Prince Albert and Saskatoon. More of that snow turning to rain in the later parts of the afternoon. By the time it reaches Regina, could be rain and freezing rain. So just be aware that again, tomorrow, some more precipitation on the way. It's just not going to be a lot like we saw yesterday. With that, temperatures should be going up slightly tomorrow, but still below that seasonal average. About 1 degree tomorrow for Regina, 5 degrees on Sunday, up to 16 degrees by Monday though, and 21 degrees by Tuesday. In Saskatoon, more of the same. It's a bit cooler through the weekend, up to 16 degrees by Monday and 21 by Tuesday.
Saskatchewan Polytechnic sent layoff notices to 30 full-time and part-time workers this month, including 18 faculty positions. This follows 23 layoffs announced in February and about 100 layoffs carried out throughout 2025. A statement from the institution says that Saskatchewan Polytechnic continues to face significant challenges in the international education environment. In October, Saskatchewan Polytechnic said federal immigration policy changes contributed to a 40% decline in international student enrollment and substantial revenue shortfall. The province says Saskatchewan Polytechnic hasn't given indication of further cuts at this point.
They haven't indicated anything more, but I know this month, April, is kind of the month where they make those decisions for the entire year. So, I said, let me know as soon as you know, and that's what happened here with Sask Poly.
Saskatchewan Polytechnic says a rebound in international enrollment is not expected next academic year.
Saskatchewan had one of its worst wildfire seasons on record in 2025, with more than 500 fires burning up nearly 3 million acres of land, forest, and property. So what lessons have we learned, and how ready are we for the upcoming season? For the answers, we turn to Marlo Pritchard with the Saskatchewan Public Safety Agency. Marlo, thank you so much for spending a couple of minutes with us. I know you're very, very busy. This latest budget earmarked about $20 million additional dollars for the SPSA, a total of $140 million budget. Is that enough to do what you guys need to do effectively?
We're supported by the government of Saskatchewan on our response season. I mean, there's mechanisms to go back, like last year, for extra dollars if required. That $20 million investment goes toward another Q400 plane that we expect late in August, which will, as we replace our aging CV580s, the retardant planes. So the investment is greatly appreciated and will help our response.
There was a lot of talk about airplanes last year. Is the fleet ready to go, and do we have enough crew to staff them?
You know what? We bring our planes back kind of in a staggered fashion. So our first number of crew members are already finished their ground training and are ready to go. Then we will bring them on in a staggered amount over the next 6-8 weeks, so that we can be ready early in the season, but also have air fleet ready later in the fall, when we also know that there's the risk continues until the cool weather and the snow comes in the fall. So yes, we are ready. We have two water bombers out of the 6 that are still in maintenance, but they are scheduled to come on later in the season, probably in June. So we are ready. And like last year, we still have our partnerships across Canada and through CIFC, so that we can bring in planes as needed to fulfill those vacancies or to enhance our ability to respond across Saskatchewan. We also brought on one extra helicopter. So we have a fleet of 8 this year, starting the season right away.
Marlo, I want to make sure we get the message out to people at home that we can play a small role. A lot of these fires are started by human causes. How can we play a role in this, in reducing the fire risk for you guys, so you don't have to go out and use those planes and helicopters?
You know what? It is all of a whole of a society approach to combating wildfires. Just being aware of the risks. A lot of our fires are unintentionally caused by ATVs or campfires that are not extinguished completely. So just being really aware of and taking precautions and making sure that if you do have an open fire, that those are out, that you're using the proper retardant retardants and water to put those out, but also just being really aware of your surroundings, cigarettes, all of that stuff when it's extremely dry. Our risk is somewhat less this year, just because we do have a significant snowpack up north, but it still is everybody's responsibility to try to minimize the starts of wildfire.
Marlo, thank you. I know you got a lot of work ahead of you, so we'll let you get back to it. But on behalf of all of Saskatchewan, I think I can speak for everybody. Thank you for the hard work that you guys do each and every year.
Thank you very much. We do have some actually amazing women and men that do it day in, day out. Thank you.
Marlo Pritchard is with the Saskatchewan Public Safety Agency. We're back right after this.
It's April 17th, and we have these milestones to share with you. We'll start off with some belated happy birthday wishes going out to Caleb. Hopefully your day was great. Lots of love coming from your friends and family. And a big happy birthday going out to Hazel. She's turning 11 years old today. We hope you have a wonderful birthday, celebrating with your family. They love you so much. Looking forward to the weekend. Happy birthday to Callie. She's celebrating her birthday tomorrow. Have a great day. A ton of love from your family as well. And we're also sending a big happy birthday shout out to Scout, turning 4 years old on Sunday. Have a great weekend. We hope it's filled with fun. Lots of love from your mom, dad, Oki, and Sully. And happy birthday once again to Caleb from your family and friends.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, send us an email to yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca or simply scan that QR code on your screen. Please send those in at least one day in advance.
Time to check in with Chase at the Pure Country studio. Chase, have you given away that money yet?
We're still working on it. This is our final stretch here for the 50K payday. So Thursday of next week is going to be the final keywords. You have another one coming up shortly here this morning at 7. Daily prizes of $500. And then this time next week, we're giving away $50,000. So don't miss out on any of those keywords. On top of that, today is a big one in country music. If you are lucky enough, if you got some of those Alan Jackson tickets for his farewell tour, they announced some more acts that are going to be joining him out in Nashville. We'll let you know who that is. And plus, the guy that we all joke is Alan Jackson's son because he looks exactly like him, Zach Top. Those tickets for his Saskatoon show will be going on sale this morning at 10 a.m.
All right, Chase. Well, that sounds great. Exciting times to come. We will check back in with you in just a little bit.
Sounds great. We'll see you next hour.
Another Top Gun movie is in the works. Paramount announced at CinemaCon Tom Cruise will return for Top Gun 3, which is now officially in development with a script underway. No word yet on a director, a plot, or a release date.
The audience pulls for them, they do that. I feel them.
Billy Crystal is heading back to Broadway this fall with a very personal show. Last year, he lost his family home of 46 years in the LA wildfires. He's turned his experience into a one-man show called 860, the street number of the house.
You can't put it into words how much the whole community means to me.
The Star Wars community is gathering in Los Angeles. The first Star Wars celebration in the U.S. in 5 years will be next April at the LA Convention Center. Tickets go on sale May 6th. 2027 marks the 50th anniversary of the first Star Wars film. Letting the Wookiee win in Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
All the way to Warsaw, Poland, and one way to deal with pests.
No, the robot is the pest.
Okay, so the robot's got a name. It's Edward, and that's a herd of wild boars he's chasing. So get this is the best part. The robot is also shouting, "Go away" in Polish, and the hogs didn't want any of that heat, so off they go. This isn't the first time Edward has gotten attention in Poland. He also made an appearance in their Houses of Parliament and appeared on the shows, the morning shows out there. And that's terrifying.
Yeah. Can you imagine if we had one of those robots as a guest on this show?
Just shouting.
What's it like to be metal?
And I googled what "go away" in Polish was, and it was like "police" or something. It was so kind. It was so nice.
Policja, policja.
You're gonna like this one.
Okay. Well, this woman just found out she's actually not a mermaid.
Surprise.
She was trying to get that perfect shot. Probably for her socials,
yeah,
yes.
Probably.
But on the beach, she was washed out, as you can see here.
She's on that rock, and then boom, she's gone. Not a mermaid. That's it for us. Yeah. We reset. We got more after this. It's Friday, April 17th.
You know, we're trying to develop a culture that people feel safe in, that people feel respected. All team is important, that we're all kind of...
Saskatchewan Roughriders have released Canadian receiver Ajou Ajou after a CFL investigation.
Not being a medical professional, the hospital is a scary place. Like, it can be overwhelming going to the hospital for treatment, and I know sometimes we have to go to the hospital, but being able to come to a place that is more of a sense, has more of a sense of community and connection is really something that's important, and I think it plays a role in our recovery.
It's the one-year anniversary of the Regina Breast Health Center, located at Regina's Crossing.
Having this partner, very long-standing Canadian nuclear operator here, is going to be really very helpful for SaskPower.
Sask Power has signed an agreement with an Ontario-based power company on large reactor nuclear technology. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kayleen. Happy Friday. We made it.
We made it. And you had some treacherous roads yesterday, but you went all the way out to Drake, Saskatchewan. Shout out to the small town.
Yeah, it was fantastic. We went for their career day. The kids were amazing. We showed that clip a little bit earlier on.
We'll show it again.
The roads on the way back, less than desirable.
Less than desirable. And some of that is continuing today. We'll get into that in the forecast in just a couple of minutes. First, we're going to start with that first story you saw in headlines. The Saskatchewan Roughriders have released Canadian receiver Ajou Ajou after a CFL investigation determined he violated the gender-based violence and harassment policy. The league began an investigation after allegations were made to the Riders in late January. The investigation determined on November 18th, the day of the Grey Cup Championship parade, Ajou made aggressive and unwelcome physical contact with a number of women at a Regina restaurant. The CFL has suspended Ajou for the preseason and at least 6 additional games. He must complete at least 15 counseling sessions with a gender-based violence expert, a psych assessment, and a meeting with the commissioner before he could be reinstated to play. But the VP of the Riders says won't be here.
Trying to develop a culture that people feel safe in, that people feel respected, a family atmosphere. This clearly is not, what we're trying to accomplish. So I think that the support that we have from, the top down of how we're gonna run this football team is important, that we're all kind of in lockstep, and hopefully that is a message that the players receive, and it's just disappointing.
With the Joe's release, O'Day says it's likely Dell Duncan Busby will start training camp as the 3rd Canadian receiver. Fresh off the heels of becoming Quebec's premier, Christine Frechette will be meeting with the Prime Minister today. The two will be sitting down together just after 11 o'clock this morning, local time, in Ottawa. It is expected that economic development, immigration, infrastructure, housing, and the cost of living will be on the table for that chat. Premier Scott Moe is confident in Saskatchewan's prospects moving forward, and mining and natural resources beneath our feet at the center of the province's ever-changing economy. Keenan Sorokan reports.
And we can have the confidence that what is coming tomorrow is going to be every bit as good as today and likely bigger and brighter.
Premier Scott Moe is confident the investments in Saskatchewan are helping it become a reliable place to do business in a world surrounded in global uncertainty.
We're committed to do our part to ensure that you see continued success in the future, to see Saskatchewan-based companies and Saskatchewan people continue to succeed wherever they live.
Moe spoke to hundreds of attendees at the Saskatchewan Mining Supply Chain Forum Thursday. Central to see Saskatchewan's prosperity remain on track is the province's plans for the grid. With mining projects demanding immense amounts of power, Saskatchewan's electrical system is important for its economic future and what the mining industry expects from the grid.
We need that consistency, and we're pretty much at capacity in Saskatchewan in terms of our current power generating ability.
Denison and NextGen recently received federal approval to proceed with their uranium mines in the Athabasca Basin, and BHP's Jansen Potash mine is expected to begin production next year after roughly $18 billion of spending. Sask Power's plans to spend billions of their own on tying together the northern and southern grids, as well as new transmission lines, will be vital for these companies.
You don't have power, that delays when you're going to be able to start. So absolutely, having enough power is a critical milestone, in the progression of your project.
Moe says gone are the days of growing more wheat to expand the economy, as uranium, potash, and dozens of other specialized resources will weather the storm and provide many opportunities moving forward. Keenan Sorokan, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Sask Power has signed an agreement with an Ontario-based power company on large reactor nuclear technology. Bruce Power is Canada's only private sector nuclear power operator, which produces 30% of Ontario's power yearly. Sask Power said the deal will allow them to explore large reactor technology with an experienced partner alongside small modular reactor development. The deal will also allow Sask Power to see the approval and development process play out for the Bruce C project, a proposed expansion of the company's existing reactor reactor site in Ontario.
Having this partner, very long-standing Canadian nuclear operator here, is going to be really very helpful for SaskPower in that technical evaluation component. Having been in that space for literally decades and having been a nuclear operator for decades.
A decision on the project is expected by the end of the year. Just days after Regina police released a dramatic video of a vehicle arson in East Regina, another vehicle has been damaged. Jill Lanigan sent in these photos yesterday that took early in the morning in the Creeks area. She says she heard a loud bang just before 2 in the morning. At first she thought it was a car accident. Looked out the window, saw flames shooting out of a truck, followed by loud explosions. She says 911 and the fire department were called. Regina police confirming they are investigating the fire as arson, and at this point are unable to say whether or not the two incidents are connected. Saskatoon police are investigating a suspicious death that happened last night. Officers were called to an apartment on the 1100 block of Avenue W North at around 8:30 for a report of an injured person and unresponsive person. Despite life-saving measures, that person was declared dead on scene. No other details being released yet. Now to the astronauts home from the moon sharing their story. ABC's Hannah Bata reports.
We are bonded forever. I mean, that's the closest four humans can be and not be a family.
The Artemis 2 crew is giving us new insight into what they saw during their voyage to the far side of the moon.
When the sun eclipsed behind the moon, I said, I don't think humanity has evolved to the point of being able to comprehend what we are looking at right now, because it was otherworldly. It was amazing.
You'll remember the crew honored Commander Wiseman's late wife, who died of cancer, by unofficially naming a moon crater in her memory.
It's a bright spot on the moon, and we would like to call it Carol, and you spell that C-A-R-R-O-L-L.
Commander, I wonder what that moment was like for you.
It's the pinnacle of my entire life to be able to do something like that on this crew, to honor a woman who was so amazing and the mother of my two daughters.
Mission specialist Christina Cook described to our David Muir their plunge back into Earth's atmosphere when their capsule withstood temperatures up to 5,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
The fireball that we were in got so bright that it was like an arc welder. You almost couldn't even look at it. That rumbling was not something we could have ever practiced on Earth.
When Cook got home, her dog was overjoyed to see her. But she says it was what her husband said during a video call that brought her to tears.
When my husband looked me in the eye on that video call and said, "No, really, you've made a difference," it brought tears to my eyes, and I said, that's all we ever wanted.
The crew hoping to inspire a new generation of scientists, urging young people to challenge themselves.
You have to go do really hard, really challenging things.
Find your fulfillment, do what scares you.
The next mission, Artemis 3, is scheduled next year, with the moon landing in 2028. Hannah Bata, ABC News, New York.
Well, it should have been a routine flight from Cancun to Toronto, but the thick fog made for other plans.
Toronto Airport, very foggy, and all of a sudden we're doing left and right turns and going around the airport. Then, literally, the pilot just says, "I'm really sorry to have to do this. We can't really comment why, but we're going to have to take a detour and land in Kitchener."
Was one of those passengers. He says their plane landed just after 11 a.m. After spending several hours on board, they were told to get off the plane, go through customs, and eventually reboard. The delay was because of staffing at the Waterloo Airport. Customs offices were not staffed overnight, so it cost them about 8.5 hours. The SJHL final begins tonight.
Face-off one. Bartha scores!
For the first time in 12 years, the Yorkton Terriers have reached the final after beating the Battleford's North Stars in 7 games. They'll meet the Flin Flon Bombers, who got through Weyburn in 7. Puck drops at 7 o'clock tonight. We're going to hear from the head coach of the Yorkton Terriers coming up later this morning, 8:15. For drivers waking up in Alberta and Saskatchewan this morning, I sure hope you haven't taken your winter tires off yet.
And to get our biggest snowfalls in the spring and in the fall.
Digging out from 25 centimeters of snow. Snowfall warnings in the province have now lifted after forcing a number of highways to close. Travel not recommended yesterday. It's a classic spring weather whiplash in Saskatchewan. Lows yesterday were around -10. That's more than 20-degree drop from Wednesday's high when Kaylee and I was wearing shorts. I bought a Slurpee. I am probably to blame for this.
You were right when you said it's that classic spring whiplash for Saskatchewan. This week, snow. Next week, 21 degrees and sunny. What can we do? Let's take a look at this snowfall report, though. This is coming directly from Environment and Climate Change Canada. Some snowfall totals from yesterday. This does not account for all that snow that continued to fall overnight, especially in areas around Saskatoon. So the totals right now that we're looking at yesterday, about 9 centimeters for Regina, 6 centimeters for Saskatoon, and 15 centimeters for Kindersley. Again, reports coming in on social media that the snow falling in your backyard could be a lot higher. We are welcoming those photos in our inbox. Please send those into Your Morning Saskatchewan at ctv.ca. Futurecast showing that we are still seeing some of that mess in the province this morning. Right around Prince Albert, Saskatoon, Regina, still seeing some of those flakes this morning. Swift Current as well. By the afternoon, it seems like it is mainly hovering around Yorkton, and that's actually where we're going to be seeing most of that snow falling throughout the afternoon today. Later parts of the afternoon, it does continue off into Manitoba. We are going to be seeing some sunshine this afternoon through central Saskatchewan once that snow does move away. Now, Saturday morning, we see some more snow moving in from the north. It's going to be right around Prince Albert and Saskatoon into the afternoon hours. Later on into the afternoon, as the temperatures warm up, we see a lot more green on that screen. That indicates that we are going to be seeing some rain as well around Saskatoon and Regina. Now, Environment Canada is saying it's about a 30% chance Saskatoon and Regina will be seeing some precipitation. Our radar is giving us some higher chances, so just be prepared for that for your Saturday. Total snowfall for the rest of the day today. We're expecting about 1 more centimeter to fall in areas around Swift Current, Moose Jaw, and Estevan by the end of the day. About 2 more centimeters for us here in Regina, about 1 more centimeter for Saskatoon, and about 7 more centimeters of snow this afternoon for areas around Yorkton. With that, temperatures are going to be cool, much cooler than the seasonal average for this time of year. -6 in Yorkton, -5 for Regina, -2 in Saskatoon, -3 for Moose Jaw and Swift Current. Estevan joining that -3 mark, and -4 in Weyburn. We're also talking about higher wind gusts this afternoon as well, especially if you're waking up with us from the southeast corner of the province, right around Estevan. You could be seeing those peak right around 60 kilometers per hour, about 55 kilometers per hour is where we'll be seeing those peak around Regina. Yorkton as well, going to be seeing those higher wind gusts with that snow. So it's not just going to be snow, it's going to be blowing snow, and those roads are once again going to be a bit ugly. Travel probably not going to be recommended, but we'll keep you updated on the highway hotline. Time now for a look at your rural forecast. Seeing some nicer temperatures through Meadow Lake this afternoon. 3 degrees, 1 degree for Lloydminster and Spiritwood. Dropping down to -2 around Watrous, -5 in Wynyard with that snow, and -4 in Hudson Bay. Also expecting to see some of those flakes into the afternoon hours. -4 with that cloud cover through Assiniboia this afternoon. -5 in Pilot Butte. Down in the southeast corner, we are going to be seeing some pretty strong wind gusts this afternoon. Right around Coronach, -2, and Carlisle, -5. Let's take a look at Yellowgrass, where internet plans up to 1 gig are available from SaskTel. The high this afternoon, -4. That snow will be blowing with winds coming in up to 55 kilometers per hour.
The Saskatchewan Agricultural Hall of Fame exists to salute the ag leaders in our province. And Mike Siona is there this morning ahead of their induction ceremony tomorrow. How's it going, Mike?
You know what? We're having a wonderful time here at the Saskatchewan Agricultural Hall of Fame. And yes, tomorrow is the induction. I am joined by Stuart Stone, who is an inductee and a board member. And then, of course, Blair Cummins, who is the chair of the hall itself. 6 new inductees this year. Tell me, we don't have time to talk about all 6 of them, but tell me how you solidify those inductees.
Well, the inductees are selected by the board of directors, of which 20 people sit on, and we nominations have to be in by early September, and in November we go through all the nominations and we vote on a ranking system, and that's how we select, whether it's 4 or 6, kind of depends upon the nominations or the nominees. And then in January we make an announcement at the crop production show right here at Prairie Land, who the inductees are, and then it's public knowledge and everybody can start celebrating. But yeah, and that's sort of the process. And this year we got a cross section from several different aspects of agriculture, so it's a good selection, and 6 very good, worthy inductees this year. So.
Absolutely. And if you haven't got a ticket for tomorrow night, then just pop over to the website and it'll have all the details in terms of who the inductees are. Their bios are there. And this is actually you and your portrait from your induction just 2 years ago, Stuart. What do you see, and talk to me about that feeling of recognition and going in?
Well, it feels really good, of course, to be recognized by your peers, and Blair didn't mention, but you don't know you're being nominated until you get a call that you're in, and so it's quite a surprise, and it's a pretty humbling experience. But and it's nice to be recognized by your peers, but I think there's another part of it where hopefully you inspire young people to get involved in whatever sector they're in our case agriculture. Get involved, participate, contribute, and make a difference.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And then the actual induction component of it itself, what's that evening like? What does it look like?
Well, it's a formal evening tomorrow night at Prairie Land. There'll be around 300 people in the audience mainly supporting the 6 inductees this year. Yep. And so it's a great
food and fellowship and an opportunity to talk with past inductees, present inductees, and who knows, there might be some future ones there as well. Speaking of the future, we'll talk about that and what's next for the Hall of Fame later this morning.
Hi, everyone. Mark Rowe inside the Sports Center newsroom with your must-see moment from Thursday. Fort, we head to the Motor City with the Tigers taking on the Royals. Bottom 7, Dylan Dingler hits one deep to right center. And check out Kyle Isbell from the Royals getting on his horse and making a great sliding catch just before the wall. Also nearly taken out by his teammate. A great catch by Isbell to take away extra bases. That web jam is your must-see moment from Thursday. And Friday on TSN, we've got NBA play in action as the Warriors battle the Suns for the 8th seed in the West. Coverage begins at 10 o'clock Eastern, 7 Pacific. That's all from the Sports Center newsroom. Have a great day.
Love viewer photos, as you know, and it's an exciting time for a farm south of Carlisle. Take a look at this. Busy spring for Carrie, who sent this picture in, says her daughter has 15 ewes she lambed out this spring, has almost 40 total, and this week one of the ewes gave birth to quadruplets. First time it's ever happened to them. I looked up the odds, roughly 1 in 500 births, or 0.2%, and they're all doing well, and the fact that they are all doing well is remarkable in itself, because the odds are even less for that.
That is absolutely beautiful. Congratulations.
Yeah, and now you can name them after all of our staff. I will be the one on the far right.
I want to be the one on the far left.
There
Cute.
You go. Thank you so much for sending that picture in to us, yourmorningsaskatchewan at ctv.ca. Maybe you wanted to be a farmer when you grew up. That's our question of the day. What did you want to be? Because you were career day yesterday.
Yeah, we were at Drake School. We were doing When I Grow Up Day. And the kids were learning all about different careers. We have a few different answers that came in. We had Howard saying, I wanted to be a truck driver, but wound up being an electrician downtown Calgary for 30 years. Another answer saying, I wanted to be a teacher.
Thank you to all the teachers out there.
Yeah, I wanted to be an airline pilot.
Didn't? Yeah. You put on the suit, you look all, yeah.
Yeah, I think that was my husband's answer too. He wanted to be a pilot. Cam saying I wanted to be a disc jockey.
Still time, Cam. Get out there.
Bob saying always wanted to be a pilot, but was in the printing trade for 40 years and loved it. Good. If you love what you do, you never work a day. Margie saying I wanted to be a police officer. And Kevin saying, I wanted to be rich.
Of course. Didn't we all? Didn't we all?
Yeah.
Thank you for sending those answers in to us. You can scan the QR code that's about to show up on your screen. We got your morning mystery after this. We'll try to make sure that Janelle doesn't cheat. Time for your morning mystery. Ladies, are you ready?
I think so. Born ready.
Today it is a document. Clue number 1 of 3. Look, she's already taken her earpiece out, so she can't cheat.
It's out.
This one was signed on April 17th, 1982.
Great.
The signatories include Prime Minister Pierre Elliott Trudeau and Queen Elizabeth II, and it protects a number of rights and freedoms, including freedom of expression and the right to equality.
How long do we have
I
to
don't
write
know.
this?
You probably just do it in a single word if you want.
Wait.
We're all very close together. I can't.
Oh no, my marker doesn't work. Okay, so my marker doesn't work.
This like
my
yesterday where
marker
you're just
doesn't work. That classic.
Trade
Okay, thanks. Oh, jeez. It doesn't work.
It doesn't work.
That's a dud.
Hang on,
Let's just go ahead and
everybody.
toss that over there. We'll get that later.
Gone.
Okay. Are you good? This is the longest minute of my life. Ready?
Yeah.
Are we ready?
Yeah.
On your mark, get set, reveal.
And
Started right through. Oh, you drew.
I drew because Daryl said I couldn't draw this one. He said it was a document today, so he said you can't draw it, and there it is.
There you go. Charter of Rights and Freedoms. April 17th, today is Equality Day in Canada.
Studio consideration provided by Father's Furniture, specializing in quality Canadian-made furniture.
School Day forecast is brought to you by CAA School Safety Patrol, working together to keep our school zones safe. If you're heading out to catch the bus this morning in Regina or Saskatoon, we've been seeing more of that snow this morning. Bundle up. -11 in Regina and -8 through Saskatoon. -8 by lunchtime in Regina. Still expecting to see a few of those flakes. Winds will be going up. -4 by lunchtime in Saskatoon. We should be seeing that sun coming out to shine later on in the afternoon. By final bell, -5 in Regina and -2 through Saskatoon. Winds will be stronger through the south. As we go to break, here's a look at those gas prices. In Regina, the common price, $169.9. You might find it for as low as $154.9. In Saskatoon, the average this morning is $171.9. You might find it for as low as $155.9. And in the farm markets this morning, we find the street price of canola at $660.33 per ton. The futures price, $710.40 per ton. Amber Durham wheat now at $278.59 per ton, and red spring wheat, $284.43 per ton. The Canadian dollar is up. It's at 72.94 cents U.S. After the break, a Regina pup was very independent in their quest to doggy daycare. Stay with us for this cute story.
7:30 on your morning. We begin with developing news from the Middle East, where a 10-day ceasefire between Israel and Lebanon appears to be holding. People displaced by the conflict in southern Lebanon are returning home today as the Trump administration announced ceasefire talks are taking hold. The Israeli attacks on Hezbollah have killed more than 2,100 people in Lebanon since March 2nd. More than 1.2 million people have been forced to flee from the fighting.
I don't really trust a terror organization like Hezbollah, but I would like to believe in people and to hope that the ceasefire will last.
I hope that it'll actually change something, but due to the fact that history has pretty much shown us that it hasn't worked, I'm not very hopeful.
Meanwhile, in Israel, the ceasefire is being greeted with cautious optimism. As more countries like Australia and Greece explore the implementation and do so, social media bans for people under the age of 16, Ottawa is now taking a closer look. Sierra D'Souza Butts with some local reaction.
At Canada's Liberal Party convention, members passed a non-binding resolution calling on the Canadian government to set a minimum age of 16 for access to social media accounts. But how effective would that legislation be?
An individual parent, you can sort of police it, but it's a lot easier when it becomes a rule and everyone has to put them away.
On social media, Premier Scott Moe brought up a similar ban in March. On Wednesday, he says the provincial government's next step is to get the opinion of Saskatchewan families.
What are Saskatchewan parents thinking in this space? What are their thoughts with respect to, should there be parental limitations? Should there be actual limitations, age-based limitations on social media? And I really don't know the answer.
Adding, the government will be sending out mail deliveries asking parents for their feedback.
What we would then do is provide that information in a very transparent way to the federal government. We feel if there is going to be any action in this space, it should be national action done by the federal government.
If the legislation does become reality, one U of R professor who specializes in the role of social media in conflict says the national policy can have a positive impact for kids in the classroom and at home.
The point here is that this is not trying to sort of catch every kid. The point is that we are changing the way we as society understand the risk of those platforms for our children.
However, McQuinn adds the ban may also have negative impacts.
There are children and kids for whom their online communities are a real source of support. I think that's the challenge, is where parents and communities need to work with the government and the legislation to ensure that we can find some of those nuances.
Although not legislation yet, the federal government plans to introduce a nationwide online harms bill. Details on when that will happen are unclear. Sierra D'Souza Butts, CTV News, Regina.
Well, it's the one-year anniversary of the Regina Breast Health Center located at the Regina Crossing. Last year, the center received 1,780 referrals in need for advanced diagnostics and treatment services.
Now, being a medical professional, the hospital is a scary place. Like, it can be overwhelming going to the hospital for treatment, and I know sometimes we have to go to the hospital, but being able to come to a place that is more of a sense, has more of a sense of community and connection is really something that's important, and I think it plays a role in our recovery.
The government of Saskatchewan invested $8.5 million to open the Breast Health Center, with $6.5 million in renovations and $2 million in additional operational costs. Now some big upgrades coming to coach class on planes. It's the latest trend in air travel, bringing some of the luxuries of first-class travel into economy, including seats that let you lie down flat. Sam Champion reports.
As comfortable as possible. It used to be that the only way to escape the cramped confines of coach.
Had you chosen to fly first class instead of economy, you would have had plenty of room in one of our cocoons.
Was to pay big dollars for first class.
We can't afford this.
And while many airlines offer more comfort in economy, that usually means paying more for seats with more legroom. And those luxe roomy options have been out of reach for many flyers. Until now, more airlines are unveiling new ways to let coach customers experience a bit of first class while staying below premium prices.
As flights get longer and longer, airlines have to innovate for those ultra long haul passengers in economy where there hasn't been a lot of innovation.
This week, Air New Zealand introduced its Skynest. That adds 6 bunk bed style sleeping pods starting later this year. For a $495 added fee, passengers will be able to ditch their seat and catch some shut-eye for about 4 hours during long-haul flights. United Airlines is stepping up its comfort game too, announcing its new Relax Row that will let flyers go from flying coach to flying couch. Set to take off next year, giving passengers more room to stretch, rest, or sleep on longer flights.
These products are going to appeal mainly to family travelers. So this is a way for families who are on a budget, who want more space, to be able to shell out some, but not the complete difference between cabin classes.
Like that. With 2 small kids, I could use a Relax Row. A Regina dog getting a lot of attention online, making quite the journey. Maybe you've seen this. Missy the Husky in her backyard when she decided to escape and head down to daycare, check herself in. The folks at Spot's Place welcomed her by opening the door, letting her in, and getting her cleaned up after an adventure through the neighborhood. Missy and her owner made the trip to daycare at least 5 days a week, and she wanted to go 6.
They take the same route. She's very familiar with it, so it's just like really second nature to her, and it's really easy for her to get here.
The fact that they didn't bring her that day just because she had a vet appointment, she was probably wondering, like, what the heck?
This isn't my routine.
This isn't my routine. So she's like, I'm just going to do it for myself, and I'll just make my way to daycare.
Missy's owner says the walk to daycare is about 15 minutes, Kayleen, and yesterday it was all in the snow, which this pup, with all that fur, looks like probably enjoy it quite a bit.
Yeah, probably had a nice leisure walk to daycare.
Mom could probably enter to win a trip to, I don't know, Italy?
Yeah, why not? Let's talk about that. CTV Your Morning with CAA Travel and Colette Tours want to send you and a guest on a 12-day Italy's Treasures trip of a lifetime. Experience incredible history, culture, and cuisine across northern Italy, October 18th through 29th. Enter online now at ctvsaskatoon.ca or ctvregina.ca. Include today's key keyword. It is countryside for your chance to win. Good luck. And from Italy back to the Queen City. It's, it looks picturesque outside if you forget the fact that it's April 17th and we don't really want to be seeing this outside this morning. Regina is still expecting another couple centimeters of snow today. Unfortunately, your commutes are going to be a little more complicated yet again. Right now we're at -11, so definitely a chilly start to the day. Winds coming in at 19 kilometers per hour. Those will be increasing for our afternoon. Saskatoon's camera is partially frozen over, which is, that just makes sense for what we're looking at outside this morning. We've also been talking about a few flakes in the area, -8 to wake us up. We talked about those winds going up. If you want to know where, take a look at your screen. Right in that southeast corner of the province, Estevan, we're going to be seeing the strongest wind gusts this afternoon, right around 60 kilometers per hour. Yorkton could also be seeing some of those stronger ones. You see a little bit of red popping up there in the later parts of the afternoon. Regina up to about 55 kilometers per hour. All those areas in the outskirts in blue, including Swift Current, Saskatoon and Hudson Bay, could be seeing them up to about 40 kilometers per hour. Let's turn our attention now to these current temperatures. We've seen only slight improvements in a few areas since the last time we looked out about an hour ago. Stony Rapids was at about -16. Now we're at -13. South End was at -21. Now we're at -20. -8 through Prince Albert and Nipawin this hour. -10 still in Melfort and Hudson Bay. Down in the south, more of the same. A cool start to the day. -11 in the East End, Swift Current, Regina, the Battlefords, -10 in Wynyard, Yorkton, Assiniboia, and Moose Jaw. So again, just bundle up on your way out the door. Today's forecast in the afternoon, not looking a whole lot better, still far below that average for what we are typically experiencing for fall, or rather for spring in Saskatchewan. -3 in Swift Current with that snow this afternoon, -3 this afternoon in Moose Jaw. With those winds down in that southeast corner, Weyburn at -4. Estevan could be seeing some of those flakes, and that could be blowing snow with those winds, -3, and -6 in Yorkton, again, could be blowing snow. Total snowfall that we're expecting from now until the end of the day now, about 2 more centimeters for Regina, about 1 more centimeter for Swift Current, Moose Jaw, and Estevan, and about 7 more centimeters still expected for areas around Yorkton. No worries, though. By the middle of next week, we'll be seeing 21 degrees and sunny for Tuesday and Wednesday in Regina, and in Saskatoon, 21 on Tuesday and 20 degrees by Wednesday. So look forward to that, if anything else.
Here's what's happening in our community. Travel the Rockies by Rail is on April 14th at 2 p.m. It's being held at Yorkton's Home Inn and Suites, and for more information, you can call 306-594-7362. The Weldcore Demo Night is on April 15th from 6 to 9 p.m. It's being held at the 4500 block of Wascana Parkway. The Home and Garden Treasures is on April 21st from 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. It's being held at the Serb Club right here in Regina, and for more information, you can call 306-539-4669 or 306-550-8705. The Aurora Art Guild Show and Sale is on April 16th to 18th at 10 a.m. It's being held at Sask Research and Tech Park. For more information, you can go to www.auroraartguild.com. You can submit your event to our community by visiting our website at ctvregina.ca and clicking Community Calendar.
This morning, I am in Emerald Park down at the Hospitals of Regina Foundation $1.8 million grand prize show home. Of course, Dino Sophocleous is joining me now. Dino, thank you so much for being here with us this morning. We are talking today all about that early bird deadline.
Yes, we are. So for those of our friends who buy by midnight tonight, they are in for the Bahamas and BMW package. So we'll give you a brand new BMW, then we'll send you to the Bahamas for 7 days. Or if you don't want any of that, we'll give you $100,000 $50,000 in cash.
All right. Well, this sounds like an amazing plan here. How many have been sold already? The community has been fantastic.
We are super grateful, very, very excited about the response of this community. We couldn't have had a better response. We are over 98% sold. There's very few tickets left. They're going very, very fast. Our 50-50 is over $1.1 million. And of course, this is the most valuable show home we've ever put in our lottery. So very, very pleased with the community's response and very thankful.
Wow. All right. So if somebody's watching and is interested in getting their hands on some tickets, where can they go to do that?
The easiest way, you go to our website, hrfhomelottery.com, or you give us a call and we'll take care of that.
Okay. Now tell me a little bit about this grand prize show home. It's beautiful.
Yes. As I said, it's the most valuable show home we've ever done at $1.8 million. It comes with $50,000 in cash. It's over 4,400 square feet of space, 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, and a really, really great, huge wine room in the basement. I really like that part.
Yes, we did take a little tour earlier, and it's beautiful. That wine room is stunning. Now, tell me a little bit about where all of these proceeds go.
So, as we do every year, we made a commitment to the Health Authority for our hospitals here in Regina. $5.6 million is our commitment. We'll do about $1.8 million in maternal health and pediatrics for our children. We'll do cardiac. We'll do mental health for the adult mental health unit, and a number of other things. The lottery, along with all of our other programs, really helps for that, and I'm really grateful to this community for its support.
The support seems like it has been massive. Now, with this many tickets being sold, what does that mean to everybody working with the Regina Home Lotto Foundation?
Well, I think it makes us all feel really, really humbled by this community support. It responds every year, and I couldn't be happier.
Okay, and one more time, that early bird deadline is tonight. Once more, Dino, tell us a little bit about what you get with it, how you can get your hands on some tickets.
Well, first of all, just go on the website, hrfhomelottery.com, and get your ticket. And of course, if you buy by midnight tonight, you'll probably be able to get a ticket because they're running out really, really fast. And 2, you're in for the Bahamas trip, 7 nights, and a BMW or $100,000 in cash.
All right. Thank you so much, Dino. Once again, those tickets are selling very fast. The deadline is tonight. You can head to the link popping up on your screen for more information and to get your hands on some tickets.
I could be the twist, the one to make you stop, the icing on your cake, the cherry on the top. It's heaven in my heart, and we could find you some space. 'Cause if she dance as good as she look right now, I just might make her my baby. I just might make her my baby. Hey. When did you get high all of a sudden? I could look you up and down all day. Hey. When did you get high? I think I would remember if you had a that face.
It's April 17th, and we have these milestones to share with you. We'll start off with a belated happy birthday wish going out to Caleb. Hopefully your day was a great one. Lots of love from your friends, family, and teammates. And a big happy birthday going out to Hazel. She's turning 11 years old today. We hope you have a wonderful birthday celebrating with your family. They love you so much. Looking forward to the weekend. Happy birthday to Callie. She's celebrating her birthday tomorrow. Have a great day. A ton of love coming your way from your family. And we're also sending a big happy birthday out to Scout, turning 4 years old on Sunday. Have a great weekend. We hope it's filled with fun. Lots of love from your mom, dad, Oki, and Sully.
Milestones, brought to you by Harbor Landing Village, an award-winning senior care and living community in Regina.
If you have a milestone coming up, send us an email to yourmorningsaskatchewan@ctv.ca or simply scan that QR code on your screen. Please send those in at least 1 day in advance.
30 full-time and part-time workers received layoff notices from Saskatchewan Polytechnic this month, including 18 faculty positions. This follows 23 layoffs announced in February and about 100 layoffs carried out throughout 2025. Saskatchewan Polytechnic says federal immigration policy changes are contributing to the decline in international student enrollment. It provided CTV with a statement saying at Sask Polytech, international student enrollment is down approximately 40%. Creating a substantial revenue shortfall for the 2025-26 academic year. Revenue information cannot be provided at this time. Financial information is disclosed annually through the annual report. A rebound in international enrollment is not expected next academic year. The Minister of Advanced Education says the institution has not indicated further cuts at this time.
They haven't indicated anything more, but I know this month, April, is kind of the month where they make those decisions for the entire year. So, I said, let me know as soon as you know. And that's what happened here with Sask Poly.
The Ministry of Advanced Education provided CTV with a statement saying, in the 2026-27 budget, Saskatchewan Polytechnic is receiving $187 million in operating funding, an increase of 8% from last year. Saskatchewan Polytechnic will continue to receive 3% increases to operating funding each year of the new multi-year funding agreement. Saskatchewan Polytechnic says layoffs are spread across all 4 campus locations, but affected programs and departments are not being disclosed for worker privacy. Jasmine Pelche, CTV News, Prince Albert.
Now let's throw things over to our friends at the Pure Country 92.7 studio.
It has been such a weird week. We've gone through different seasons. Earlier this week, the electric scooters in Regina were placed back out. Driving ranges were open up too. And now under that blanket of snow, you'll probably see a guy walking through the shop behind me, shoveling snow outside. But we're wondering, you probably still have those outdoor activities up on the calendar planned coming up here. So what was it for you that's now in a little bit of jeopardy? You can text over 54321. Been hearing from a lot of people that their kids' flag football was supposed to start up. Baseball just around the corner too. A lot of slow pitch leagues getting ready to go here. And now, well, we will wait and see. On top of that too, do not forget that this is going to be your final few days here to get in for Luke Combs, Montreal. We want to fly you out there for that show. Set you with flights, hotels, cash, backstage tour, vinyl of the new album. All you have to do, download the free iHeartRadio app, listen for us for 10 minutes straight, and you'll be prompted to enter. But today, Saturday, and Sunday, the last days to get in for that one before the draw comes up next week.
God willing, we'll all meet again in Spaceballs 2 to search for more money.
May the Schwartz be with you. At long last, the sequel to Mel Brooks' 1987 sci-fi parody Spaceballs is ready. But unlike the prediction Brooks made in the first film, it won't be called The Search for More Money. The official title is Spaceballs, the new one, and it'll hit theaters April 23rd, 2027 with Brooks, Rick Moranis, Josh Gad, Keke Palmer, and more.
How did you like the chocolate factory, Charlie?
I think it's the most wonderful place in the whole world.
Get ready to return to the Wonkaverse, a new animated film called Charlieverse, The Chocolate Factory, a sequel to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory. It's coming to Netflix in 2027. In the movie, Wonka faces off against a teenage Charlie when he returns to his factory after years in jail.
Rocky, do you believe that America is the land of opportunity?
Yet another movie classic is returning to theaters, Rocky 50, a remastered version of Sylvester Stallone's Oscar-winning 1976 film, hits theaters November 7th, with a bonus, a sneak peek of I Play Rocky, a documentary about the making of the movie that opens November 20th. And happy birthday to actor Sean Bean. He turns 67 today. And that's what's happening in Hollywood. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News.
All right, in Sidebar, we're introducing you to Bubba. He's a fancy, fancy dog.
Good boy. No, that's a phone.
He was one of the guests at the Petite Salon at the Baccarat Hotel, New York this weekend. They're launching a new partnership with the D Diamond New York, which is a fine jewelry label that makes handcrafted gold and diamond collars and charms for dogs.
Where's Jeremy Daughtry? We need him. Just absolutely trash this story all over the place.
And right beside the Baccarat crystal candlesticks, we need the collar for the dog.
Yeah, exactly.
We need better lighting for the pooch. Here's a new take on the bird dance. Couple doing their best to mimic. I saw this yesterday come across my Instagram feed. The interaction between the two birds above. It's not bad.
I mean, the colors, they nailed it.
Spot on.
Yeah.
Pretty impressive moves. They should do this. I bet they didn't do this in the club at their 20s.
Janelle and I are going to do this in the commercial break.
That's right.
You were doing it while the video was rolling. Come back right after this. Welcome to Friday, April 17th.
You know, we're trying to develop a culture that people feel safe in, that people feel respected.
The Saskatchewan Roughriders have released Canadian receiver Ajou Ajou after a CFL investigation.
I think generally the public would see this individual as someone who probably didn't get the support he needed.
A former Saskatoon police officer has pleaded guilty to assaulting a junior colleague at an off-duty gathering and has been sentenced now.
The security of our electrical grid is absolutely essential.
Premier Scott Moe confident in Saskatchewan's prospects moving forward, and mining is at the center of the changing economy. Stay with us, Saskatchewan. Your morning starts right now. Welcome to Your Morning, Saskatchewan. I'm Daryl.
And I'm Kayleen. Thank you for starting your Friday with us.
So you were on Drake, Saskatchewan yesterday. How many of those kids do you think are going to be sitting on these sets?
There was some that showed some real potential.
We're recruiting. We're always recruiting.
Yeah.
Got to make sure.
Yeah, we have some future weather stars, some future news stars. They're coming. The newer versions are coming for our jobs.
Oh, well, somebody out there want to give me a better one? 801. Let's get to news. We begin with that top story. It involves sports and news. In light of allegations, a player once considered a fan favorite will not be returning to your Saskatchewan Roughriders. Wide receiver Ajou Ajou was cut by the team shortly after being suspended for violating the CFL's gender-based violence and harassment policy. Jacob Carr leads us off.
The football future of Canadian receiver Ajou Ajou is unknown after being released by the Riders for breaking their code of conduct. An investigation by the CFL stemming from multiple allegations against Ajou in late January revealed that on November 18th of last year, Ajou, quote, engaged in aggressive and unwelcome physical contact with multiple women at a restaurant in Regina. The CFL has also suspended him for 2026's preseason games, a minimum of 6 other games, along with several conditions to be reinstated to play.
We hold our players to a high standard. We don't tolerate gender-based violence. Our players and our staff are required to complete education for gender-based violence and harassment every single year.
The local YWCA, who have been working collaboratively with the Riders to eliminate gender-based violence, says they were impressed with the immediate response by the football club.
They have a responsibility as an organization that has a lot of influence to stand behind and make decisions to ensure that it's not something that's tolerated in our community.
The Riders say an incident like this does not reflect the family culture they are trying to build and maintain from the top down.
It's important that we're all kind of in lockstep, and that everyone knows that we're going to support each other, but we also we got to hold each other accountable. So hopefully that is a message that the players receive, and it's just disappointing.
The team making it crystal clear that gender-based violence will not be tolerated in their organization. When asked if there was a chance for a reconciliation with Ajou if he met the criteria for CFL reinstatement, O'Day said not with the Saskatchewan Roughriders. Jacob Carr, CTV News, Regina.
Rural residents could soon have access to real-time information about ER closures. Last year, the NDP presented legislation to make it possible, and the government has now voiced maybe support for that proposal. Wayne Mantika reports.
Those in favor of the motion, please stand.
It's not often that government and opposition members stand together in support of an NDP proposal.
We saw my bill, Bill 606, pass second reading today, passed a major hurdle in terms of getting this into law. There's a couple more votes that need to happen, but really pleased to see government stand and vote in favor of this bill.
A website proposed by the NDP would provide up-to-the-minute information about rural emergency room closures. It would work a little like the highway hotline.
In an emergency, minutes matter, and someone's life could be on the line, whether they go to the wrong hospital. If it's closed, they're going to have to turn around and head somewhere else.
Currently, emergency room closure information is updated once daily. The government believes real-time data is a good idea.
When the NDP's bill came forward, we looked at it and said, you know, we're already doing much of this work and moving in that direction. And so, you know, again, an opportunity to take a bit of the politics out of healthcare and maybe work together.
The legislation will now go before a committee of all MLAs for clause-by-clause study. There could be amendments along the way, but there appears to be a desire from both sides of the House for timely emergency room information. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Regina.
The recruitment pitch for more doctors across the country continues, including here in Saskatchewan. Damien Smith reports.
Saskatchewan continues to look for physicians internationally.
Try and promote our quality of life and certainly our cost of living, which is much more attractive in Saskatchewan than it is in other jurisdictions across Canada. And we also promote our team-based care and the fact it's very easy to meet people in this province and build relationships really quickly.
The Saskatchewan Health Recruitment Agency says they are targeting countries like the UK, Ireland, and the United States. Other ones include Australia, New Zealand, and Singapore.
Everybody is trying to attract the same small number of physicians that, you know, can be licensed in their country.
You need to be licensed by the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Saskatchewan. We try to target first those countries where we have the simplest licensing pathways.
Physicians say that family medicine is the area of practice in need of most recruitment, as many doctors opt for other specializations.
They can be whatever they want. They can be surgeons, they can be internists, they can be pathologists. We have to make sure that they see family medicine as a really good option for them.
Physicians also hope administrative burden can be improved, which is largely paperwork after a patient visits.
The only thing patients see is the work we do with them in the exam room. After they leave, I don't think they realize what happens behind the scenes. And basically, for every hour that we spend in the exam room with patients, there's about an hour of administrative work associated.
While physicians continue to work a busy schedule, the Saskatchewan Medical Association offers several programs for well-being and mental health and other supports for doctors. Damien Smith, CTV News, Regina.
Scott Moe confident in Saskatchewan's prospects moving forward, mining at the center of the province's changing economy. Moe spoke to hundreds of attendees at the Saskatchewan Mining Supply Chain Forum Thursday, saying investments in Saskatchewan is helping it become a reliable place to do business in a world surrounded by global uncertainty. And the province needs every megawatt of power it can get to remain attractive. That's why Moe feels modernizing the grid will be crucial over the next 20 years.
This is not an either-or discussion. This is an all-of-the-above discussion. The security of our electrical grid is absolutely essential, not only from an industrial perspective, but it's essential for us.
We need that consistency, and we're pretty much at capacity in Saskatchewan in terms of our current power generating ability.
Earlier this year, Sask Power announced a series of significant upgrades that will connect the north and south power grids for the first time. Sask Power has signed an agreement with an Ontario-based power company on large reactor nuclear technology. Bruce Power is Canada's only private sector nuclear power operator, which produces 30% of Ontario's power each and every year. Sask Power said the deal will allow them to explore large reactor technology with an experienced partner.
Having this partner, very long-standing Canadian nuclear operator here, is going to be really very helpful for SaskPower in that technical evaluation component, having been in that space for literally decades and having been a nuclear operator for decades.
The project is expected later this year. A date has been set for funeral services for a former Saskatchewan Lieutenant Governor. Vaughn Solomon Schofield died last week at the age of 82. Public funeral will be held on April 25th at Living Hope Alliance Church in Regina at 10 a.m. Books of condolences are at the Legislative Building and Government House, and flags will remain lowered until sunset on the 25th. Students in Drake, Saskatchewan got some hands-on career experience Thursday for When I Grow Up Day.
So we're having different careers come through the school, showcasing what possible opportunities students would have in the future.
Presentations included the RCMP, Nutrien, Connexus Credit Union, hip-hop teacher, and our very own Kayleen Sawatsky and Ashley Scarf. They headed out there despite the roads and conditions, taught them a little bit about news, weather, and they tried it out themselves. Let's take a look.
Heavy snow will continue to develop over portions of southern Saskatchewan Thursday.
10 to 15 centimeters of snow is expected, with pockets up to 25 centimeters heavier bands of snow. Visibility will be reduced in heavy snow combination with moderate northwest winds. Travel may be challenging, particularly along the Trans-Canada Highway from the Alberta border to Regina and along Highway 11 from Regina to Saskatoon.
The City of Regina is launching its 2026 Gopher Control Program. The city says it's an effort to reduce damage caused by gopher holes in outdoor spaces across the city.
The city says it's in an effort to reduce damage caused by gopher holes in outdoor spaces across the city.
Tristan Lair, CTV News, Drake.
Good job!
So...
Goodbye,
yeah.
I guess. You don't need me.
Guess that's it.
Yeah, no, they were so good.
We love those small towns. So if you're out there in the community and you want Kayleen to come to your classroom, I'll give her away for a couple of days.
Please do. I had so much fun. Teachers, email me. I would love to do it all over again. Let's turn our attention now to this radar and satellite. We are still seeing some messy conditions out on those highways, but the highway hotline has been slowly improving this morning. We're not really seeing quite as many areas with the travel is not recommended. We're seeing just more of those covered and partially covered roads. So you can see where the snow fell late yesterday. Earlier on in the day, it was down south into the later parts of the day, and overnight it was more so around Saskatoon. This morning, we're still seeing it in areas around Saskatoon, Regina, Yorkton as well. It's going to be tracking eastward and really sticking over top of Yorkton. That's where we're going to be seeing most of that snow falling for the afternoon today. By the later parts of the afternoon and early evening, we see it mostly off into Manitoba. Just a few flakes still falling far up north. Then we have some more snow moving in from northern Alberta. By early to mid-afternoon tomorrow, we will be seeing some more of those flakes around Saskatoon and Prince Albert. Now, as the temperatures warm up in the afternoon, we'll start to see that turn to rain, and that's also what we're expecting down through Regina and the southeast corner of the province tomorrow as well. Now, how much snow for the rest of your day today, though? Well, we're still expecting about 1 more centimeter for Swift Current, Moose Jaw, Estevan, about 2 more centimeters for Regina, and about 7 centimeters for Yorkton. I also want to talk to you about the winds, though, however, because it's not just going to be snow, it's going to be blowing snow, especially down in that southeast corner of the province. You see that wind icon right around Weyburn. Could be seeing those gusts up to about 60 kilometers per hour, similar in Estevan and Yorkton as well. So be prepared for that, especially if you're going to be heading out onto those roads today. In terms of temperatures, far below that seasonal average. Once again, -2 in Swift Current this afternoon, -4 for Swift Current, -2 for Saskatoon, -5 in Regina, -6 in Yorkton, and -3 for Estevan. 7-day forecast, we do see some improvements, though. You got to get through a cooler than average weekend. Monday in Regina, warming up to 16 degrees, though. 21 degrees degrees with mainly sunny skies by Tuesday, 21 degrees continuing through Wednesday, and some rain on the way for Thursday, 15 degrees. Taking a look now out at some current temperatures, 11 degrees, minus 11 rather, in Stony Rapids, minus 7 in Prince Albert, down in the south, minus 10 in Assiniboia, minus 10 in Moose Jaw, minus 7 in Estevan. And here's a final look at those wind gusts for your day. Again, up to about 60 kilometers per hour in Estevan.
In history, April 17th, 1982. You learned this in our morning mystery today. Queen Elizabeth and Prime Minister Pierre Elliott Trudeau signed the Proclamation of Constitution Act, giving Canada full political independence from the UK. April 17th, 1919, the New Brunswick government gave many women the right to vote. The right did not extend to Indigenous women living on reserves. April 17th, 2011, Game of Thrones debuted on HBO, and one day I'll get to it.
All right, would you say this pairing is a match made in heaven, or was it made maybe somewhere else?
Curious about our crawfish ice cream because it's everywhere, right? So I always tell them have a little fun with it, and I ask them, do you want a chaser? And then I recommend, obviously, don't kiss anybody after I give you the sample, right?
So, well, this is crawfish ice cream. Red Circle Ice Cream in Houston serves this flavor up every crawfish season. Apparently, customers love it and start calling every winter, asking when they'll start getting crawfish in. If you're curious, the ice cream has a sweet, salty, and spicy taste that is decidedly seafood flavored.
I can't imagine why you wouldn't want to kiss somebody after
that looks awful.
Some of that ice cream.
To be honest. I thought you were going to say awesome.
You know who would like this? Jeremy would like this.
He would.
This would be one of those rare things where he's like, I love it. I would try it 3 times.
Yeah.
I am a big seafood person. I love seafood. I also love ice cream. I don't think this would be
together.
Not
me.
for
Not
you.
Together. No.
Well, maybe you don't want to run an ice cream stand when you grow up. We're asking people at home what you wanted to do when you grew up. That was the focus of our Career Day conversation.
Yeah, Janelle, you went and took a look into that text line. What came in?
Well, we've got some more answers to show you. Sheldon here, who had a list: chef, police officer, teacher, carpenter, and even news anchor.
Come on in, Sheldon.
Come on in. KP, who says, I'm 53 years old, still don't know what I want to do or if I even want to grow up, which is absolutely valid.
Completely fair.
Stay living in Neverland.
Yeah.
Very specific here. Sheena says a paramedic in New York.
Why specifically New York?
Because you'd see some things in New York.
Be busy.
You'd stay on your toes.
Yeah. Phil, who says, I wanted to be a doctor, but I just didn't have the patience. Also thought I'd be a baker, but couldn't raise the dough.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
And a repeat here of Sheena. Now, Lori's made me very happy. She says, we were asked this question in kindergarten, and so very innocently, I answered that I wanted to be a flower. They were pretty, and I wanted to be pretty when I grew up. Which is so sweet, Lori.
Mission accomplished. Mission accomplished. We're going to take a quick time out. We're going to talk to the Yorkton Terriers on the other side of this break. Plus, Janelle will have your health news.
Face off one. Bertha scores!
Jubilation for Yorkton for the first time in 12 years. The Terriers are heading to the SJHL final after beating the Battlefords in 7 games. Emery Olsen is the head coach of the Terriers and joins us live on game day from Flin Flon. So you win a series in 7 games, you turn around, you get on these icy roads and you head north. Congratulations, I guess.
Yeah, isn't everyone trying to get further north and into more snow this time of year?
Yeah, isn't that the truth? You come out of the 7-game series, you see that the other series went 7. Is that an advantage because you're now on a completely even playing field here?
Well, it's not a disadvantage. Obviously, the first series, Flin Flon made a little bit quicker work of Estevan than we did Melville. So over the last 3-4 weeks, we've been a little bit busier, but I really think, when you look at what we've both been doing, like up to the last 10 days, similar. They've had to travel further, and then all of a sudden we caught up to them there yesterday, trying to get up here to Flin Flon through a snowstorm. So I think both teams are going to be equally, tired or fresh, or whichever flip of the coin you want there. Everyone's going to be excited. I'm glad that their series went 7-2, because man, it took everything for us to get through Battleford. What a great team they were, and Weyburn did such a good job. Cody did a great job against Flin Flon. So I think you got the two best teams from this season going at it in the finals, and they're both battle tested through the playoffs, and we've learned a lot from our two opponents, and I'm sure Flin Flon has as well.
Emery, at what point did you understand the makeup of this team and learn the character of what they're all about?
I don't know. It's been a work in progress here in Yorkton that maybe started 3 years ago with kind of our core group, and Tylen Hendrickson, our captain, Jai Zawatsky, Vinay Junik, the handful of local players that we had. But also, adding some of our key pieces. The Thomas Rees trade made a big difference for our organization overall. But I think we became true contenders around the deadline. When you can add three marquee defensemen at the same time to a group of forwards that can score the way we do, and goaltending tandem that can keep the puck out, I think that was an investment in this moment for our organization. We didn't necessarily get older on the back end, but I think we got three players better and deeper. So that was probably, January 10th was a big moment for us, and it was kind of our signal to the dressing room, like, you guys put us in a position, and we're going to kind of reward you for it. And we've been talking about this. We figured it was Flin Flon, and we set our sights on them, especially early in the season. They gave us a whipping, 11-0 in Yorkton, and since then, actually, us and Flin Flon have identical records. So it's been probably a little bit of a collision course between our two teams, and they're a fantastic hockey team, and watching through video, they've only gotten better since the last time we played them. But I think we have too.
Emery, congratulations on reaching this point. I know you're not going to soak it in until after the season is over, but congratulations on a hard-fought way to the final, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you very much, Daryl. I appreciate you having me on.
Saskatchewan had the highest hospitalization rates among the province for vaccine-preventable illness in 2024. That's according to new data from the Canadian Institute of Health Information that shows Saskatchewan had 199 hospitalizations per 100,000 people, compared to the national average of 142. Only the Yukon and Northwest Territories had higher rates. The report said delayed diagnosis and less access to preventative care methods in rural and remote areas can often be factors. Vaccine-preventable respiratory illnesses surveyed in the report include COVID-19 influenza, pneumonia, and several other diseases. It's the one-year anniversary of the Regina Breast Health Center located at the Regina Crossing. This last year, the center received 1,780 referrals in need for advanced diagnostics and treatment services. The government of Saskatchewan invested $8.5 million to open the Breast Health Center, with $6.5 million in renovations and $2 million in operational costs.
Health Report, brought to you in part by SEIU West, Saskatchewan's first healthcare union.
Let's head back to the Hall of Fame, the Agricultural Hall of Fame, where Mike Siona has spent the morning. How are you doing, Mike?
As you can see, there's not a lot of real estate left here in the Saskatchewan Agricultural Hall of Fame. It is literally bursting at the seams, which is wonderful. I'm joined again by the chair, Blair Cummins. And Blair, let's talk about the future, because I understand that as impressive as this room is, you guys are moving to a different model to have more outreach.
Well, we'd like to, and we've been very fortunate to get a good sponsor in Prairieland have agreed to fund what we're calling a kiosk, as opposed to, this room is full. We have to, if we want to have this thing last more than 2 or 3 years here, we have to spend some money. But we're going with a concept we're calling the kiosk, where you're going to build. It'll be a standalone platform that we're hoping to put into several locations throughout the province, where people can just come up and punch in a name, and their profile will come up. Their slideshow from the induction ceremony will come up. There'll be some virtual stuff, going on for the kids to play with. And like I said, we're hoping to get these in more than one location scattered throughout the province. And if there's room, or hopefully that we can get these beautiful portraits around the kiosks. So it'll be a one-stop. Like if you're from Regina, you don't have to come to Saskatoon, to look at the portrait or show your grandkids. You can drive to Regina and see them at a location that hopefully, I don't want to put any pressure on Real down there, but we're hoping that, for Agribition, like there's so many cattle guys in the hall, and plus lots of other ag people are in the hall that are from, the south part of the province. So
it really is a province-wide organization, which is tremendous. And I know you guys here at the Western Development Museum, the potential to have those kiosks we were talking about, maybe at all the WDMs and in just places where it makes sense to celebrate Saskatchewan's agricultural past, which is what the hall is all about. The induction ceremony is tomorrow. Thanks very much for the morning.
No problem. Thank you.
Good morning. Welcome back to Your Morning. We begin with breaking news on the conflict in the Middle East. Iran this morning announcing that the Strait of Hormuz, a critically important waterway you've heard so much about, through which a fifth of the world's fuel flows, is now completely open. Meantime, U.S. President Donald Trump says the U.S. naval blockade of Iran will remain in full force until a final agreement to end the war is reached. Iran's effective closure of the critically important waterway had caused fuel prices to rise in Canada and around the world. Efforts are still underway to end the conflict between Washington and Tehran and Israel, with the reopening of the strait being one of the key sticking points. The Saskatchewan Public Safety Agency says we're ready for the 2026 wildfire season.
Our risk is somewhat less this year just because we do have a significant snowpack up north, but it still is everybody's responsibility to try to minimize the starts of wildfire.
Marlo Pritchard was on the show this morning. He says the planes are ready, pilots trained, and additional money will help. But we can all play a key role in reducing the risk of wildfire. Humans are responsible for roughly half of the wildfires in the country. The agency just got an additional $20 million to help fight wildfire. You can stream our full conversation right now on our website. A former Saskatoon police officer who pleaded guilty to assaulting another officer at an off-duty party will not spend any time behind bars. Stacey Hine with why.
Former Saskatoon police officer Dylan Kemp has pleaded guilty to assaulting a junior female officer at an off-duty party. He received a conditional discharge, meaning he will not have a criminal record if he completes 12 months of probation. The sentence was jointly recommended by the Crown and Defence and accepted by the judge.
This is a situation that a discharge is unquestionably appropriate, though, because of what happened.
According to an agreed statement of facts, the incident happened at Kemp's backyard party on September 14th, 2024. Inside the home, Kemp put his hand on the woman's throat. She pushed him away, and after a brief altercation, went outside. He then approached her again. In a second altercation, he wrapped his legs around her waist, squeezing and asking if she could breathe. She asked him to stop. In a third altercation, he struck her in the nose. Court heard the female officer did not consent to the fight. The incident was reported days later after a co-worker noticed she had a black eye. The Crown said an aggravating factor was Kemp's position of trust over the junior officer, a special constable at the time. Defense said Kemp was struggling with PTSD along with depression and alcohol use, but has been sober since and has been seeking mental health supports.
I think generally the public would see this individual as someone who probably didn't get the support he needed, who's probably back to work too quickly. He was subjected to a number of very traumatic events.
At the end of his sentencing, Kemp said he wanted to apologize to the officer and called his case a cautionary tale, saying he'll continue to advocate for mental health. Stacey Hine, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Second round playoff series between the Blades and Raiders came to a close. One team advancing, the Raiders, the other saying goodbye, the Blades. John Flatters reports.
They are a strong group and are definitely a contender to possibly be the WHL representative at the Memorial Cup in Kelowna in late May.
With a 5-3 victory over the Saskatoon Blades in Game 4, the Raiders will advance to the Eastern Conference Final. While their season continues, it was locker room cleanout day in Saskatoon. General Manager Colin Priestner and the coaching staff met with the players before they go home for the offseason, and the tone was positive.
Overall, a big success. Some bumps along the way, I think. There was times where we were all a bit frustrated internally with kind of the consistency of our group, as we talked about lots this year. But I think when it mattered the most, we came to play.
While it stings to lose to your provincial rival, beating Edmonton in Game 7 on the road in overtime gives the Blades something to smile about.
Just a little disappointing. Like, you never want your season to end this early, but I think we're all pretty proud of each other in there for coming through. Like, in that Edmonton series, it was a pretty fun series. We grew a lot closer together as a group, so I think we're pretty proud of each other in there, but still a little disappointed.
For players like Rowan Calvert and Tyler Parr, who have played their last game in a Blades uniform, 5 seasons goes by in a flash.
I didn't know anyone at all when I first got here, but he was kind of the first guy who I really got to know and kind of kept in touch with as I went home that year before I came back. So, yeah, it's just been really special, and it's going to be really different next year, not seeing him every day, but we'll still be in touch, and we'll still be friends.
With so much uncertainty in hockey, now that NCAA eligibility is open to CHL players, time will tell who comes back in August.
Yeah, I'll be back next year as well. I think we kind of have some unfinished business here, and I love the city and I want to win here.
The Prince Albert Raiders have some time before the round 3 schedule is released, but they know who they'll do battle with, the Medicine Hat Tigers.
We remember from last year, the lessons and the experience that we learned and gained, going through the playoffs, that we've done a tremendous job of applying those lessons and those experiences into this run this year. And again, we're really excited to get things going against them.
The Raiders hope to get revenge for last year's playoff series won by the Tigers. Prince Albert will have home ice advantage. John Flatters, CTV News, Saskatoon.
This next story is about a dog in Regina, an owner that has quite the story to tell, recently discovering her pet was missing, only to find out she just took a stroll to doggy daycare.
Missy is a 5-year-old husky who has been coming to Spot's place for nearly her entire life. On a day when she was scheduled to be elsewhere, Missy surprised everyone at the dog daycare by making her way over unsupervised.
I looked up on our security cameras that are in front of my desk, and I saw this dog running around in the parking lot. I'm like, oh my God, there's a dog out there. It's Missy. So we let Missy in. Yeah. Biggest smile on her face. She was so proud of herself, so happy to be here.
Monday to Friday, Missy and her owner make the 7-minute bike ride to Spot's place. According to the daycare, Missy was in her backyard when she made her way out through under the fence. Her daily routine of traveling there and back is likely what got her to the facility safely.
Rain or shine, I'm not even kidding, it will be minus 30, they're biking.
It is snowing out and he is still biking with Missy here.
Yeah. So they take the same route, she's very familiar with it, so it's just really second nature to her.
Missy's owner was shocked when she got the call, learning her furry friend had escaped, especially since Spot's place is located in a strip mall off a busy stretch of road on Victoria Avenue East.
It's just miraculous that, nothing happened and it wasn't, it was as positive of a situation as you could have it, right? I certainly don't condone dogs escaping yards and going out on, journeys by themselves, but we're just thankful.
Spot's place is a daycare just for dogs. It's a place where they can be trained and groomed and is a home away from home. Depending on the day, they see upwards of 100 pets passing through with a never-ending stream of stories about dogs being dogs. But what Missy did is a first for them.
Dogs get out and sometimes they escape and sometimes they're running around, but I've never had one come back to a specific place or a certain place. So I believe she must feel quite safe here and likes being here, the fact that she came all this way.
Proving practice and following your nose can sometimes get you where you need to go. Mick Favel, CTV News, Regina.
I thought it was toucans that followed their nose. Anyways, exciting time for a farm south of Carlisle. Busy spring for Carrie, who sent this picture in to us. Says her daughter has 15 ewes that lambed out this spring. She has almost 40. And this week, one of the ewes gave birth to quadruplets. First time it's happened for them. The odds, roughly 1 in 500 births, or 0.2% survival rate, even lower than that. So congratulations to Carrie. Didn't give us her daughter's name, so...
I mean, absolutely beautiful photo, though. I'd love to see more of that this spring.
We also could take some beautiful photos if we were on a trip to, say, Italy.
Yeah, why not? CTV Your Morning with CAA Travel and Colette Tours want to send you and a guest on a 12-day Italy's Treasures trip of a lifetime. Experience incredible history, culture, and cuisine across northern Italy, October 18th to 29th. Enter online now at ctvsaskatoon.ca or saskatoon.ca or ctvregina.ca and include today's keyword country side for your chance to win. Good luck. It sure would be nice to be lounging around in Italy this morning, taking a look out in Saskatchewan. Regina, obviously, seeing quite the bit of snow this morning. Saskatoon, our camera this morning was actually frozen over. Now we're getting an actual look outside. We have seen the system moving away from Saskatoon, so that's also a positive to start the day. Let's focus in a little bit more here on Regina, though. We're at -10 to start the day with those flurries, 22-kilometer-per-hour winds. Those will be increasing for your afternoon. In Saskatoon, -8 with that cloud cover. Winds right now coming in at 13 kilometers per hour. They're not quite going to be as strong in Saskatoon today as what we're seeing through Regina and even through Estevan and Yorkton as well. All those areas lighting up in red could be seeing those winds gusting up to about 60 kilometers per hour. Regina, we're expecting gusts up to about 50-55 kilometers per hour, so be ready for that. Saskatoon, Swift Current, and Hudson Bay, all those areas lighting up in blue, not quite as strong this afternoon. Now, the future cast showing where that system is currently at. So you can see it's only just pulled away from Saskatoon. We're still seeing it in areas just east of Saskatoon, and it is still a rather large system that's impacting the province this morning. By the mid-afternoon, we do see it mainly focusing in on Yorkton, and that is where we're expecting to see the most of that snow falling this afternoon, likely up to about 7 centimeters of snow still to come today. Then by the evening, it's going to be pushing off into Manitoba. Some more snow falling up north, though, and we see another system making its way in from northern Alberta, starting to impact us tomorrow morning. It's going to be right around Saskatoon by the early parts of the afternoon. As the temperatures warm up, it's going to be transitioning to rain or freezing rain. So areas between Saskatoon and Regina are going to be experiencing that throughout tomorrow afternoon. Down through the southeast corner of the province is where that system is going to be exiting. So areas around Estevan could be seeing that last little bit of that system. Let's finish off by talking about today's temperatures. 1 degree for the Battlefords, 1 degree for Prince Albert, though we could be seeing again some of those flakes. -2 in Saskatoon, -5 in Regina, -4 in Moose Jaw, -2 in Swift Current, -6 for Yorkton, -3 for both Weyburn and Estevan. But again, that's not going to be snow falling there. That is going to be blowing snow. It could complicate your drive. So once again, make sure you're checking the highway hotline if you're heading out the door.
Welcome back into this week's Top 5. I'm Chase with Pure Country 92.7, counting them down with you. Starting off, he's making his acting debut this week on Marshall's. It's Riley Green, and To Change My Mind is your number 5 song. So change my mind. Next up, Brock Phillips stays steady. He is number 4 again with Something Else. Girl, this is something else. Ella Langley at number 3 with Choosing Texas.
It's choosing Texas, I can tell.
After a couple of weeks at the number 1 song, time's ticking. Justin Moore falls to number 2. And it is his 20th number 1. Luke Combs takes your top spot with Sleepless in a Hotel Room. Sleepless in a hotel room. And that's this week's Top 5. Catch all of these and the rest of your favorites on Pure Country 92.7. Find us by downloading the free iHeartRadio app today.
This has become a part of our landscape, an annual introduction to the next class of Saskatchewan Huskies football, and it is merely days away. Scott Flory joins us now. Scott, there are still some tickets available, but people got to act fast.
Yeah, absolutely. We're 85-90% sold out here, so there's only a couple weeks to go. So please, if you haven't bought your table or ticket, get on that.
No doubt about it. There you go. You heard it from the dog's mouth, so to speak. Let's get into this, though, because we have had some incredible guest speakers over the years. This year is no different. Pinball.
Yeah. I mean, when you look at the amazing guest speakers we've had over the years, there's a few guys, especially in Canada, that can transcend football in Canada, in my opinion. Yeah, I know he was a long time Argo. I get all that, right? But I think that's a guy that people can resonate with. He's got a remarkable story, growing up in Florida, getting to be that student athlete, getting that scholarship, going to university, and it changed his life. Now, as a Canadian citizen, he's living in Canada, and I think that he's just such an energetic, big personality. He's got a phenomenal message to our student athletes. He'll have a phenomenal message to the crowd, and he's just a guy you just smile when you're around. Like,
there's no doubt. Yeah. I mean, when Pinball walks in the room, it lifts everybody up. It's absolutely incredible. It doesn't matter what room it is. This room happens to hold 1,400 boosters there for the Dog's Breakfast. And of course, this is all about the athletes and the program. A program which, by the way, made it to another Vanier Cup last season. Talk to me about the 2026 Huskies.
Yeah, we're excited. I mean, we graduated out some key players. There's no doubt a few names that people would know and draft picks and, future riders and all that kind of stuff, and Daniel Weeb and Riker Frank and the Seth Undebys. But we've got a new crop coming along, and that's part of our job as coaches to recruit, retain, and develop. And we're excited about the new crew coming in. And our quarterback as well, Anton. I know there's been some word out that obviously we got diagnosed last year during the season with cancer. He's been fighting through it. He's through the chemo. He's in a little bit of remission right now. So, that's a crazy disease. So you never know, fingers crossed. But the prospect of the potential of having our starting quarterback back also just lifts our spirits as well.
No doubt about it. That's just a remarkable story. And of course, we and everybody else wishing him the best. So please pass that along for us. And let's go to those rookies coming in, because I'll tell you what, I mean, I think back to, when I was 17, 18 years old, to pop into that room with that kind of a welcome. What does that do for them?
I think it really, first off, you try to explain it and they don't really know until you're there, and then all of a sudden you show up and you're like, oh, whoa, this isn't what I thought. This isn't just a few people having breakfast. But it's such an incredible display of the support of our community and really what Saskatchewan is about and how much we love sport and love football. You get 1,400, 1,500 people in 7 a.m. at Prairieland Park. It's unreal. And the amount of support and love for our program and for the game of football. And just so people know that 100% of this all goes towards the student athletes. It's all for scholarships. It's all for their education. And we try to do our best to produce outstanding young men on the other side of it.
No doubt about it. More fundraising opportunities as well. You can win. Tickets are now available for the 50-50 raffle with a guaranteed $5,000 and up to $50,000 up for grabs. You can get those tickets at huskyfootballfoundation.ca. Thanks for a couple of minutes.
Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you.
Now to the internet's latest obsession, a squishy fidget toy that's been around for years. Neatos have suddenly become a sensation on social media. ABC's Rhiannon Alley with why.
This morning, move over Furby, Tickle Me Elmo, and Labubu. The latest viral sensation, stress relief squeeze toy Neato, has people saying, I need a Neato, if they can find one.
You don't have any Neatos?
It's April, but check it out. Across the country, Black Friday-length lines of people of all ages hoping to snag a squeezer, taking over entire city blocks from coast to coast. Some stores even having to put limits on how many people can buy, if they happen to have any at all in-house.
We cannot keep any in stock.
Launched in 2017 by toy manufacturer Schilling, the toy comes in different shapes and sizes and is described as a dough-filled groovy glob that started a squish sensation. It has surged in popularity with everyone from kids.
So one of my friends is getting a cake?
To adults.
Whoa.
Neato's official Instagram even warning consumers about counterfeit squishes, saying brick and mortar retailers are your safest bet for authentic Neato.
Neato came out with some really cool ones this year, so I think that's what the internet blew up.
Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Another Top Gun movie is in the works. Paramount announced at CinemaCon Tom Cruise will return for Top Gun 3, which is now officially in development with a script underway. No word yet on a director, a plot, or a release date.
The audience pulls for him. They do that. I feel them.
Billy Crystal is heading back to Broadway this fall with a very personal show. Last year, he lost his family home of 46 years in the LA wildfires. He's turned his experience into a one-man show called 860, the street number of the house.
You can't put it into words how much the whole community means to me.
The Star Wars community is gathering in Los Angeles. The first Star Wars celebration in the U.S. in 5 years will be next April at the LA Convention Center. Tickets go on sale May 6th. 2027 marks the 50th anniversary of the first Star Wars film. Letting the Wookiee win in Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
Well, it was back in 1979, 47 years ago, when McDonald's first introduced the Happy Meal.
Wow, and for National McDonald's Day, one McDonald's fan has been finding his own happiness in everything McDonald's.
And soon, this Texan may actually own everything McDonald's. Here's ABC's Danny New.
71 years ago today, future McDonald's CEO Ray Kroc opened his first McDonald's right outside of Chicago.
And speaking of the Hamburglar.
And decades later, a man in Texas has been on a mission to preserve many of the relics produced by the Golden Arches since that day.
Do you like McDonald's food too, or just their art?
My inspiration is more the art and the history of it.
His name is Bobby Beauchene, and for most of his life, he had already been collecting food and drink packaging and advertising.
The very first item in my collection is that Crystal Pepsi can.
However, for the past 7 years, he has specifically focused on the fast food chain of Ronald McDonald, now owning more than 40,000 pieces of its history.
There are very few American institutions more culturally significant than McDonald's.
Bobby says the entire top floor of his Austin home is Mickey D's.
This amazing late 70s breakfast menu,
which includes the bathroom.
Here's another of the guest bedrooms.
The guest room, and even his at-home office, which has this burger lamp from the 1970s.
So I flew to Salt Lake City just to pick this thing up.
Because you saw it and you were like, I need that lamp?
Yep.
Other slices of Americana include these special edition cups for the 1992 Dream Team, these Happy Meal promotions for different movies over the years, and Bobby's personal favorite.
My favorite of the translites is this one with Gallagher.
It's my favorite prop comic.
It's so absurd.
Bobby said he is frequently asked what his wife thinks of all these installations, and he says the house is split 2 levels, with the bottom floor being Mickey D-less. He said that, quote, she may come upstairs 30 to 45 seconds a month. In New York, for ABC News, I'm Danny New.
Some very unique pieces. Do you guys collect anything? Not to that extent, of course.
No,
I have
no
I had
collections.
hockey cards back in the day.
Nice.
No, I have no collections. Yeah, I was going to say something, but I'm going to refrain.
Okay, well, that's probably for the best. Let's get to our sidebar on our Friday. Collecting broken hearts from boyfriends past. Saskatoon coming together to stuff the bus yesterday.
Stuff in the bus!
Stuffing it! Great day.
Who doesn't like to stuff the bus?
Oh, would he never change? People were invited to bring non-perishable food items and cash donations to fill a city bus at Center Mall yesterday. The annual event, courtesy Rock 102 and Saskatoon Transit in support of the Saskatoon Food Bank, began 21 years ago. More than 553,000 pounds of food have been raised over that time.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Good job coming together to help those in need. And this one is also food related. It's not an April Fool's joke because obviously we're on, what are we, the 17th today? IKEA has a brand new food item. I want to know if you tried this. They're delivering a real deal meatball inspired lollipop.
Oh, no.
No, thank you. Okay, now this brings me to a would you rather. Would you rather have a meatball inspired lollipop, or would you rather have that crayfish inspired ice cream that we had earlier in the show?
Oh, you have to have one?
Yeah, you have to choose one. Are you having crayfish ice cream?
I think the crayfish ice cream would last longer, or shorter, sorry. This is, you're going to have to You have to lick that to the center, right? So
yeah, and that just tastes like meat. What about you, Janelle?
I'm going the ice cream.
I think I'd do the meatball.
The meatball lollipop.
I think if you crunch it,
Coming to stores in June.
Yeah.
If you crunch it and, break your tooth on a meatball lollipop.
Exactly. It's all over much quicker.
How did this happen? Well, I just don't know. I just have no idea.
You know what?
A meatball.
The dentist, it's a secret.
It's a secret.
I can't tell you how I broke my tooth.
Right?
I think I'd go with the crayfish ice cream.
Crayfish ice cream for all on this snowy Friday. Enjoy your weekend. We're back with you on Monday. Here's a look at some of the hardworking people that make this show possible, and Director Corey, too.